Hello, everyone. We're like awkwardly waiting for the timer to end, and then we're just like feel like we're on like a news anchor show sitting here. We're also using, just for everyone who's not aware, we're using our new camera. Hopefully, this looks good.
Looks clear.
But if we're kind of looking a little bit lower, it's because it throws us off with like the laptop camera and the new webcam camera. But I think we look pretty good.
We look pristine.
But welcome in. Thanks to everyone for being here. We are so excited to be live here once again. I feel like this will be like a really fun live, and there'll be lots to share, which we can't wait, and we're so excited. But we'll welcome everyone in, and then we'll get this thing rocking, which is so exciting. So welcome into Dreaming of Tomorrowland. Hello from Texas.
Hello
welcome.
Canada.
Yes, Caitlin, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Caitlin.
Kennedy and Caden, thank you so much for being here. Young Murda is here. Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for being here. Courtney is here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And Haley and Tommy with the deficits are here. Welcome. Guys. And they say thanks so good. Or sorry, look so good.
Thanks so good.
No, I meant to say thanks. It said look so good. And Kennedy said new camera slays.
Yay.
Look at that. You know, like once you start a podcast and you buy some stuff, you're like,
we got to put it to use.
Yes. Can we use it for anything else? And we thought live streams is perfect. But again, if we're not looking directly into you right now, and sometimes we look a bit lower, that is why. But be sure to like the stream. We appreciate it so much. If you're new, consider subscribing to our channel. We have lots kind of going on that we'll touch on later, which is exciting if you saw our video from today. And be sure to ring that bell and participate down in the chat here below, because I think this will be a fun live stream of like a different topic. Heidi has her whiteboard ready, because I think this one might come down to some close. Sorry, my mouth has been so dry lately. You know what? This is like we said on our podcast. This is cash.
It's cash.
I feel like that's our cheers to you.
Sponsor us,
But yeah, sorry that I just like choked on my dry mouth, but now we're hydrated and ready to go. Justine, welcome. Thanks for being here. Llama Floof says hype. Welcome, Llama Floof. Gage, welcome from Michigan. Thanks for being here once again. Robin, hello. Thanks for being here. And Young Murda says, good luck, Brandon, on your summer job. I appreciate that so much, and we'll touch on that towards the end of the stream. So be sure to stay to the end, because we do have lots to kind of go over, which will be exciting. I'm excited to share all the fun stuff. Why can't I speak today? But if you saw the title, I feel like this was something on a radar, and then Llama Floof wanted this one as well. This was kind of in last stream. We were talking about like ideas that would be good, and this was one that we kind of had on our radar. We just kind of didn't know like what order to do live streams in. But then when this one was talked about and kind of Country Bears closed, I thought this is a good like live stream topic, is ranking animatronics. And of course, we're going to do that by doing one of our favorite things on this channel, and that is going to be with a bracket battle. You know that we have to do a bracket battle because that is our favorite thing to do. And we put all of these animatronics into a bracket, and we will decide which is the best one at Walt Disney World. And again, we have not been to Disneyland yet, which we'll touch on later. But of course, I'm sure there's some incredible animatronics there, but we're focusing just on Walt Disney World. And I'll preface this by saying as well that some animatronics are on their own, and others are lumped together in their like respective ride, if that makes sense. And we'll get to those once we get there. In the picture, it may not show all of the animatronics like that I'm talking about, but it was the best picture that I could find. So thank you to everyone who took all these pictures that like were on the internet. There were some good pictures, but like some of them didn't have all of the animatronics or the characters that I wanted to include. So I'll just kind of like share what encompasses that round before you all vote. But again, everyone in the chat will get a vote. Myself and Heidi will get a vote. And then we'll see which of these animatronics or animatronic groupings will move on to the next round. I think there are 40. And yes, Jason, this is what I was waiting for. Jason. Do we need to define animatronic? Don't want a repeat of Sidekick. I
defined it on his own. So
I tried to. And again, there might be some where they're not like as in depth as other ones, but they do have a moving element. And maybe I'm wrong in my research, and I will own if I'm wrong in research, that if one comes up and you go, that's not like an animatronic, it's just like a figure that doesn't really move, then we'll get there once we get there. But I hope that my research didn't like do me dirty here today. And Caitlin says, we love a bracket here. We really do. And happy travel vlogs. Welcome. Thanks for being here. But we're going to get this thing going. There is one attraction that is included, and it like randomly here is first up. All of the matchups are random except for 4 animatronics that got to skip like towards farther to the end, because I feel like they were just the better of the animatronics. Like in terms of people's rankings online, these ones were the like the top kind of tier ones.
Are you going to tell them or no? Don't
Well,
tell them yet.
no. So we'll get to those once we get to them.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And Llama Floof, I wish this was true, but it's not. But I appreciate it with the crown. Thank you.
Good job.
That's so kind. Okay. Are we ready? Let's see some thumbs. Get them ready to say that we're ready to go. I'm going to have some water here, and then we're going to get this thing rocking with all of these animatronics. I also would love to know, because we posted a TikTok of when the Country Bears closed, Caitlin Rawson's first experience. Are people like afraid of animatronics?
I think so.
Because maybe then this live stream is kind of like I'm scared, and it's like you're throwing every animatronic that Disney World has.
I don't know, because I didn't think of it until then when everyone was saying like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff.
I don't know.
People are scared.
We shall see. So hopefully none of these scare you. Although one of the pictures is a bit terrifying once we get to it. But Magic in Michigan, welcome. Thanks for being here. And I see some thumbs. I'm sure Caitlin actually sent a thumb, but on our end it says star thumbs.
Maybe
star.
she wrote it.
Maybe she did write it. If she did, that's very funny. But all right, let's get this thing going. Our first matchup. Again, you all have a vote. So do myself and Heidi to crown the best animatronic. First up, the 3 Caballeros from the Grand Fiesta Tour, and that's all 3 of them together, versus this ride, which has recently closed, but included it because it'll come back open. Who knows what the animatronics will look like, if they'll be updated or not. But all of the Country Bears, again, we're not going like Big Al and like Teddy Burra and all of these like separate. It's just
maybe we should.
Yeah, then there just would have been like 100 animatronics, but it's just the Country Bears.
Brutal matchup.
So basically, the Grand Fiesta Tour 3 versus the Country Bears. Heidi, which way do you want to go here?
I am going. Wait.
The Bears?
No, wait.
Yeah.
But is it? It's. I always have trouble.
It could be lots of things.
Is it your favorite or is it the best?
Whatever you think. Again, I'm sure that there'll be bias and everything where you're going to want your favorite, but maybe it could be like, how well does it add to the ride? How well does it function when it's at its peak? There's a lot of different things that maybe could go into this.
Okay. Well, my vote doesn't change. Country Bears for this one.
Yeah.
I love Country Bears. Sad they're gone. Excited for them to come back. And I think they're cute.
Yeah, this was like a polarizing topic, was the Country Bears are scary. But I'm also going to vote for the Country Bears, even though I do think that the 3 Caballeros are very cool animatronics.
You think they're cool?
Yeah, like I think that it's just kind of cool how it's like the 3 of them together and they move pretty well. And I think that it's cool at the end. They move, if not the same as the Bears.
No.
You don't think so?
Bears move more, I think.
I don't know. I just mean like they move well. I don't mean move in detail, but that's why that I'm picking the Bears, is I feel like there's lots that goes into all of the Bears. Like, for goodness sake, Teddy Burra comes out of the ceiling.
I know, that's what I mean.
And stuff. So gotta go the Bears. Let's see what the chat.
First time when watching that show and she came down, I was so shocked.
Stunned. Caitlin said, no, I said that because I'm on my computer and no emojis. Gotcha. Llama Floof says brutal matchup. Caitlin's voting for the 3 Caballeros. Kennedy is voting for the Bears. Magic in Michigan's voting for the 3 Caballeros. Chris, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Is voting for Country Bears. Young Murda and Haley and Tommy and Caden all voting Country Bears. Gage and Jason are voting for the Bears. Jason says, dang, though. Llama Floof says, Country Bears, RIP. At least they're coming back, even if it's a new updated show, but it was iconic and so great. C-Bants, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Says Plant Donald, which I think is referring to, wasn't there like a time where like Donald like was like replaced by a plant? Is that why that you said that? Because I do like envision that being true. I could be wrong. Robin says Country Bears. Courtney says the Birds. And Magic in Michigan are kind of surprised that there's more votes for the Bears over Donald. Justine, Happy Travel Vlogs, all voting for the Birds. Lydia's voting for Plant Donald. And Pam, welcome. Thanks for being here. Says, hey, y'all, Country Bears. Very fun. So the Bears pulling away here against the 3 Caballeros, but again,
it was close.
Not a sweep. Yeah.
No, oh, look at it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
not a sweep. Pretty good. See, Donald was replaced by a plant, which makes sense why you said it, but I do remember seeing that at some point, which is hilarious to me that was true. But the Bears, nonetheless, are moving on. And in this bracket, we'll get to see another day in the old version. So the Bears moving on. Next up, which again, some of these I didn't even know were animatronics because we haven't done the attraction for some, but we got Donald's butt from PhilharMagic, which I'm wearing the hat of for Magical Castle Company, and the Lumiere animatronic that is in Enchanted Tales with Belle. And he's up at the front there. You can see Belle looking at him. He does move around and stuff his arms and his head. Both of these are kind of random, kind of like smaller animatronics that maybe don't have like the grandest ever scale, but which way do you want to go with either of these?
So I've never seen, it's called Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Yeah.
Never seen that.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a bit hard for me to vote adequately, but I'm going to vote for Donald.
Yeah.
Because I like that one.
Yes. And again, we talked about this on our podcast episode coming in a couple weeks about Magic Kingdom attractions. And we talked about Enchanted Tales with Belle and that we've all never done it because like it seems more child focused and kind of like a show, like a Turtle Talk. So we haven't done it, but I, of course, am going for the Donald butt because I think it's so funny, even though he barely moves and just kind of kicks his legs. I love that it kind of adds to the story when you see him get like shot out and then you kind of like hear it and then he's in the back. I think that's pretty cool. So gotta go Donald butt. I mean, come on.
I always like when they do like screening to like.
Yeah, something real. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Kennedy, Caden, both with the same emojis. Donald, or I guess a duck and a peach, which means Donald butt, which is very funny. C-Bant says Donald, Llama Floof, Donald Booty. Courtney's going for the butt as well. Jason votes for the candlestick. Lydia, lots of votes for Donald there. Haley and Tommy say the booty is goated. Justine votes for Donald's butt. Caitlin votes Lumiere. So does Magic in Michigan. Pam and Robin and Happy Travel Vlogs all voting for Donald. Caitlin says Enchanted Tales is so cute, but the wait is brutal. Yeah, we've never even... The only time that we've ever been there was when it was closed still because of the pandemic was kind of coming back. And me, you, Haley, and Tommy all met Belle in her provincial outfit.
Inside of the theater?
Not the actual theater. Like it was in her cottage. I think somewhere maybe it's like a side room maybe, or they always had it. But I know that it was in the actual cottage building, which is interesting. Like it was back there. Like I remember we walked by and we said, is this open? They said, no, you can meet Belle. There was like a character attendant there.
Yeah.
Like I would love to do this, and we said this kind of like in our podcast that like one day having kids, like you'll do stuff like this more often. And Turtle Talk is awesome, Magic in Michigan. I wish that I could just go sit in there by myself and do Turtle Talk, but I kind of feel weird about it that if I want to like talk to Crush, they're gonna be like, "Where's this guy's kid in here?" I don't really know, but maybe one time I'll do it on this new program. I'll go sit in Turtle Talk. And Young Murda also voted for Donald, so Donald's butt is moving on to the next round, beating out an animatronic that I didn't even know existed, which was fun about this bracket. So Donald's butt moving on. Next up, we have all of the presidents in the Hall of Presidents, because
they're
again,
all animatronics?
So this is my thing. We've never done Hall of Presidents. I don't know if every single one is. I'm sure that it was because they like replaced the one at the front. I think they moved them around. I'm pretty sure because right now Joe Biden's there, but when Donald Trump was president, he was there. Obama was there. Like it's, yeah. Like I don't know the exact details of it, but then they're going up against
like a wax museum,
I guess, kind of thing. But they're going up against all of the animatronics in Dinosaur. Again, I wasn't I wasn't going to pick them all like separately. So I guess basically this one and then that one that was cool back in the day that's like eating the other dino.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of different animatronics in both of these.
Are all of them even animatronics? Some of them don't look like they move.
Some of them probably aren't, but like a lot of them are. This one is for sure that's in this picture because he moves out to the side.
Which one's this? The one that you screams at us?
Yes, where they take the picture.
I thought that one doesn't move.
Yes, it like fully moves forward.
I don't
for sure, 100%.
What about the one that flies?
The pterodactyl doesn't move, and I don't think that the big dino head when you go over the hill, I don't think that moves either. But I could be wrong. But I know for sure this is one. I know that the one that's like eating the other dinosaur. Like those are both for sure ones that I know off the top of my head.
Maybe I was thinking when it was like, remember when it was like
there was a point when it wasn't working when we did it.
I was thinking that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so our vote, I'm sure, is for Dinosaur.
Yeah, I never done Hall of Presidents.
We never have. And again, like if you've done it and you enjoy it, that's great. You can let us know maybe if they all are animatronics. I know Haley was talking about to us that like the Abe Lincoln one, I think, stands up and sits down, which was probably super cool at the time, still is cool now. But yeah, both of us are voting for Dinosaur and the animatronics in that attraction. Kennedy is voting for Dino. Devin, don't be sorry at all. Thanks for being here and welcome. Caden and Kennedy, like I said, both are voting for Dinosaur. Llama Fluke says not to get political, but I'll say the Dino is very funny. Devin and Magic in Michigan and Caitlin, I'll go with the Dinos. Pam says the Presidents. Lydia says Hall of Presidents. Courtney and Young Murda say the Dinos. Happy Travel Vlogs and C Bant say Hall of Presidents. Robin says Dinosaur, never done Hall of Presidents. Llama Fluke says, Brandon, did you not rope drop Hall of Presidents with Lucy? I did not because my family was visiting.
Yeah, that's the reason.
That was the actual reason. I'm sure that I would have went if my family wasn't there. I wasn't thrilled about if I would have to go rope drop it because like they went and did it. And I think that Kennedy and Caden might have went as well. Like I know that one of them for sure did. I don't know, like if both of you did, they can attest to it. But like I'm sure that there was nobody else in that theater, and I'm sure that very rarely do those cast members get somebody rope dropping Hall of Presidents. But
it should be a tradition now.
Yeah. So again, maybe in the animatronic quality they're better, but we've never done it, so we have to vote for the Dinos.
I feel like did they do that on the holiday? That's like American.
No, it was just like a random
day.
Yeah, because my family came in June. So it was just random.
You're
Justine votes for the Dino. The Leffersons, welcome. Thanks for being here. They vote for the Presidents. Jason votes for Dino. Caden was sick, so he was not there.
Poor Caden.
And then Stacy says, hi guys, Hall of Presidents. Kennedy says, see, Hall of Presidents rope drop was the best. Cass is here, welcome. Says rope dropping Hall of Presidents was iconic. And Haley and Tommy voting for the Dino. So
I didn't write it down, but it's Dino.
I was gonna say Heidi was not writing it down this whole time.
I was gonna start
because Heidi thought it was gonna be a clean sweep for the Dinos.
I didn't think that.
Is that not why?
No.
You couldn't get your marker open?
Yeah, I couldn't get my marker open, and then I just didn't feel like it.
So again, the Dinos are moving on, but there were quite a few votes for Hall of Presidents. Maybe we got to check that one out because I think my new thing on this program is to do everything so that I say that I've done everything.
Yeah.
Whether it's Hall of Presidents,
I want to do everything too.
The Swiss Family Treehouse, all those things that nobody maybe like always wants to do. I'm gonna do them, and I'm gonna do maybe like a whole video doing everything I've done at Disney World that I've never done.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that would be fun. But Cass is voting Hall of Presidents.
They got a lot of votes, a lot more than I thought
they did.
Would.
But the Dinos moving on. Next up, so this is where I talk about that some attractions I had to split because there's just ones that are kind of iconic from attractions, even if there's multiple. So we have the Blinky Hippo in Small World, and there'll be more Small World one more time on this list. And it's Tough to Be a Bug, the flick that comes out of the ceiling. And there will also be another Tough to Be a Bug on this list as well. But
okay,
the Blinky Hippo girl or flick coming out of the ceiling.
Okay, my vote is going to the Blinky hippopotamus because she is an icon and she is one that you look for every time, and it makes it even better that her eye doesn't work. And I wonder why it doesn't work and why they don't fix it.
I think that this is hilarious because like when I was doing all these, I thought this hippo is going to be bracket darling. You know how every bracket there's a darling of the bracket? I think that this hippo, like look at that charm of this hippo. She's carrying. She's iconic, and she's there. She comes to work every day, does her job, even if she's exhausted.
Even if her eyes are
she's there.
Twitching.
Even if she got no sleep, she's there, blinking a little bit. So my vote's also for the hippo, even though I think that the flick one's cool that he comes down like that. I think that it looks very cool in that attraction. I'll be sad when that closes, even though it's rumored or confirmed, depending how you look at everything, that it's going to be Zootopia, which I love.
I'm also sad.
But my vote's also Blinky Hippo. And 31 friends in here, thanks for being here. Be sure to like the stream and comment along with us and rank all these animatronics. We appreciate you so much. You're gonna say though that you're gonna miss Tough to Be Bug?
Yes, because it's one of those that like you don't think to do, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but like it's kind of fun. Yeah,
that's fair. Stacy says, I've seen it and I believe all of them move. They blink or move an arm or move their head. It's really cool in person. See, gotta check it out. That's so fun. Brianna's here. Hi, besties, and voted Hall of Presidents, which is fun. Were you there for the rope drop? Probably. And you probably loved it. Magic of Michigan say, oh man, come on, you got to do the treehouse. It's like 5 minutes. I got you. I'm going to do it. That's my vow.
Do it too.
I think that I'm going to do like a video where it's everything that I've never done at every park.
I want to come and do it.
You want to come and do it? Caitlin's voting Hippo Girl. Kennedy's voting Hippo Girl. So is Seabant and Lydia and Devin, all voting Hippo Girl. Reb, welcome. Thanks for being here. Is voting for Blinky Hippo. Courtney's voting Hippo Baby. I love her. This is so great to me. Cass says, this is so hard. I love both, but Hippo Gal, I think. Llama Floof is voting Hippo. And then we got some votes for Flick from Brianna and Caden. She says, tough to be a bug, my love. Magic of Michigan, vote for Flick. The lovers say Hippo clearly wins the race. Young Murda votes the Hippo, so does Pam. Robin and Jason are voting for Flick. Happy Travel Vlogs votes for Flick. Gage votes for the Hippo. Caitlin says that she's a queen. Brianna says, see, of course, my favorite memory. While Flu says, I'd be okay with being stuck on It's a Small World for 3 hours if I was in the Hippo scene.
Me too, honestly.
I don't know if I would stretch to 3 hours, but I would for sure be happy to be with the Hippo for a little bit longer because I think that she's so great. Stacy votes for Flick and Madison. Hello, welcome. Thanks for being here voting for the Hippo. So fun. Hippo, easily. How many votes for Hippo? 5, Hippo had like
15,
almost
16,
20
17,
votes.
18.
Wow. Oh my goodness. You go, girl. Hippo, moving on. Next up, the Hatbox Ghost, which we've never seen in person, but is new to the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World, or I guess newer, versus, again, all of the animatronics in Carousel Progress. I couldn't just pick like these two and then like the uncle in the tub. Like I didn't want to go that in depth because we'd be here.
The tub specifically.
That is one which people love. It was on a list. That was somebody's number one animatronic was Uncle in the Tub. Uncle Orville, I think his name is. But I'm not gonna talk too much about Carousel of Progress, but what I will say is stay tuned for our podcast episode in 2 weeks. Heidi will talk about Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, stay tuned.
This is hard though because we haven't seen the Hatbox Ghost. And I just think that the Carousel of the Carousel of Progress though, like I can see the charm even though we don't do it. I just, again, if we're talking about animatronics, I don't know. I think that it's maybe gotta be. No,
Brandon, look at the pictures.
I know, but I'm saying though, I guess we've never seen the Hatbox Ghost. So can I vote for it without seeing it?
Yeah, I voted for. No, I didn't. I don't know.
Are you voting for the Hatbox Ghost?
Yes, because I think that in my mind and in my dreams, it looks cool. So yeah,
that's fair. I feel like that this is going to be an easy, again, maybe Carousel of Progress will be a darling. People
everyone's voting for Carousel, so I don't think it's going to be an easy one here.
No, I think that the Hatbox Ghost, again, because it's newer, people haven't seen it, and I think people are kind of salty about the Hatbox Ghost because it took them so long to get it there. So
maybe they don't want it there.
In good conscience, I can't vote for something that I haven't seen, so I'm going to vote for Carousel of Progress. I haven't seen it. I don't want to say based on this one photo that I know how great it is. I don't know the detail of the Hatbox Ghost. Okay. Maybe people in this chat who have done it. I know for sure that there's some people that have maybe seen both. Let us know your thoughts. I don't love Carousel. I just haven't seen the Hatbox Ghost. Carousel's.
Okay. We better do Carousel Progress next time.
Yeah, apparently.
Since it's your favorite.
It's not my favorite. Magic in Michigan say that I don't trust that hippo sentence squirrely. That's funny. Devin voting Hatbox Ghost. Llama Floof, Hatbox is a fraud. Carousel.
You confused me. I put
Dreaming of Tomorrowland. Carousel Progress. Very fitting vote. Lydia, Hatbox Ghost. Courtney, Hatbox Ghost. Reb is voting for Carousel Progress. Brianna is voting Hatbox Ghost. Cass, Happy Travel Vlogs. Caitlin voting Carousel Progress, and Caitlin, which I'm gonna laugh at, says iconic, but says after seen it once, which is so funny. Kennedy says Papa John Progress. The Leffersons don't like having to choose between these two. I know some of these are hard, I guess. Again, we have not seen the Hatbox. I know that they probably have because they've been recently, so maybe they'll know the details. Magic Michigan says I got to go Carousel for this one, especially if it's all animatronics included. Yeah, again, I know that it's kind of maybe a cop out, but for me with this, it's like you can't split up everything unless one's like super distinguishable or like I don't really know. Like it's kind of hard to lump them in together, and we'll get to that once we get there. But Jason says, "Sorry, Hatbox, you have to earn it." Sorry, you have to earn it first. Vote is Carousel Progress. Caden says Uncle Orville and John Coldwell's Progress. See, I knew it. Uncle Orville. C-Bant says Carousel. Stacy says the Hatbox Ghost is cool to see, but it comes up and goes by so quickly. Be ready or you'll miss it. Carousel has better animatronics. There we go. Interesting. Young Murda says Hatbox Ghost and wife Hatbox Ghost. And then There I said, Caitlin says the girl who's seen it once, which is funny. Pam, Carousel
Oh,
Progress,
boy.
no contest.
I don't
Gage as well, a classic. Haley and Tommy and Reb all vote in Carousel. And Robin says Hatbox seen at Disneyland.
I'm scared to release the podcast. We should go refilm.
Oh boy, very funny. But again, the Carousel of Progress family moving on to the next round. Next up, so this is again more specific. The dwarfs on Seven Dwarfs inside of the mine.
In a mine.
Right? So those ones where, like in this picture, he's holding that. Dopey has like the ears with the gems. The ones inside of the mine scene versus all of the people in Small World.
All of them?
Not just the hula girls. Because again, we have to include the people, they're animatronics. So all of the people versus all of the dwarfs in the mine. To me, this one's easy for me. What about you?
Well,
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
The dwarfs in the mine are so cool. And I know that I think that the faces are just the screen projections on their faces, but I think that they look way better than the Frozen Ever After ones, which we'll get to later.
Do they move? Are they animatronics?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Like in this one, he's holding like the buckets and they look like they're gonna fall. I think that they're so good. The Doc one especially is really good. He's like sitting on the side there.
I honestly
Dopey's good.
Don't remember anything we're talking about.
They're in the mine.
I know there they are, but I can't recall.
And they're all in there. Sleepy's asleep. Grumpy looks angry. Dopey has like the gems in his eyes.
Yeah, I like Dopey with the gems in his eyes.
Small World is great and iconic. And these hula girls, I chose the picture because some of them move really well. Some of them do not. But I just think that the mine, like inside of the mine, dwarfs beat out even all of the people in the Small World ride. What about you?
I like this. I like the Small World people.
You do like Small World.
I don't know. I just like how they look. They're like little dolls.
That's fair.
But should I vote for the other one?
Well, it's whatever you want to vote for, Heidi. You do you.
I will vote for.
And the dwarfs will come back later because there is a section of this ride that has more animatronics.
Now you're maybe swaying.
I'm just being honest and transparent about this attraction.
This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Small World only because to me, I remember what the Small World, not every single Small World animatronic looks like, but it to me is more significant to the ride.
That's fair.
All of them. Whereas I don't really remember these dwarfs specifically.
Interesting.
So maybe I'll change. Yeah.
We're split. We're split. Let's see what everybody else has to say. Cass says Carousel's the best napping spot. My dad will tell you that's for certain. Cass says Small World. Haley and Tommy voting Mine Train. Caden votes for Small World, and so does Brianna always. Stacy votes for the dwarfs. Dreaming of Tomorrowland votes for the dwarfs. Jason says Small World. Ooh la la, very funny. Pam votes the dwarfs. Caitlin says Hula Girls. She's working for that money. Very funny. Lydia votes for the dwarfs. Kennedy, Justine, and C-Bant all voting for the dwarfs. Magic of Michigan with a pass. That's okay, no worries. Courtney votes the Hula Girls and the Small World people. Rab votes for the dwarfs. Gage the dwarfs. Happy Travel Vlogs and Young Murda. They're all voting for the dwarfs. Robin votes for Mine Train, just love going through the ride. And Llama Flute says Small World already has its champion, dwarfs. There you go.
Oh, yeah, true.
So the dwarfs are moving on. And again, like I said, there will be more animatronics from this ride later on because I didn't want to lump them all in because I do think that the end kind of has some cool animatronics, which is like a little preview that we'll get to very shortly, I'm sure. So the Mine Train, like dwarfs in the mine are moving on, and the left person say if it was just the Hula Girls we'd vote that, so 7 dwarfs. I know, again, I wish that I could have just done them, but then I felt bad singling out
every single Small World
section
animatronic individually.
Oh Lord, wow, wouldn't that be a stream? Devin votes for the dwarfs as well, and they're moving on. But again, like hopefully this is fair. Again, there could be people out there that are like, oh, should have split them, should have whatever. I just think this was like what was best, right? Because they all are animatronics in Small World, but I didn't want to say like the Hula Girls and the.
It's okay.
You know,
you're doing your best.
Jason, I'm talking to you. Hopefully, Jason's happy with me. I always like hope that I please Jason. I want him to be happy with me. So
if not, hit that thumbs down button.
No, please hit the thumbs up button.
I'm just kidding.
Please. The dwarfs are moving on. All right. So again, now we have, I guess, the Picnic, Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto. There are other animatronics that are in this attraction, but I picked these ones specific, like for this ride, because I feel like that they're kind of like singled out. These ones, I guess, in this one, if you want to, we can include them in the car as well. because they're in the car at the beginning when they come to the top. But Mickey and Minnie and Pluto from Runaway Railway, and then all of the characters in the little, not Ursula.
Okay.
Because Ursula is a big animatronic. She's on here later, and she, I think, is more iconic and very like intricate. But then I didn't want to do like Ariel and then all of the other things. So I just lumped in, which again, my vote's for Runaway Railway easily, because I think some of these animatronics are so bad.
They all look
in
very
Little
different.
Mermaid. Like the wedding
one
ones
right
where
there.
she's like Blinky Hippo under the sea a little bit.
But not an icon.
But not. I don't know. It's just, again, I think that some of them maybe aren't the best. And I don't know if that's just how they were done or if it's like over time. But and again,
they didn't just morph over time.
I don't know. I don't know what happens with animatronics. And I know that like the Mickey and Minnie ones are like, again, the kind of screen like projection, but I think that they fit better with the ride because they're kind of that cartoony style, and it's a lot of screens anyway. Yeah. So my vote is for the Runaway Railway, Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, that grouping of animatronics.
Yes, I agree. I think that I'm voting for them as well.
And there will be more from both of these on this list later on, like I kind of admitted. Sorry, like I admitted. Because I'm saying like I'm spoiling it, but I just wanted to be transparent that there are more later. But yeah, so we'll see what the chat has to say. Where are we at? Jason's laughing at me. Jason, hopefully I'm doing you proud. Hopefully.
He didn't say anything, so it's not promising.
I know. He's laughing at me. Caden's voting for Runaway Railway. That's kind of a tongue twister. So is Devin. Cass is voting for Little Mermaid. Kennedy's voting for Mickey and Minnie. Gage, Haley, and Tommy voting for Mickey and Minnie. Courtney and Stacy voting for Mickey and Minnie. Magic in Michigan votes Little Mermaid. So does Llama Floof and Reb. The Leffersons vote for Mickey and Minnie. Jason votes for Little Mermaid. So does Happy Travel Vlogs and Brianna and Seabant. Dreaming of Tomorrowland votes for Mickey and Minnie. Lydia votes for Little Mermaid. Robin votes for Mickey and Minnie. And Magic in Michigan say, I'll admit some of them are a little jank. I agree. Caitlin says Mickey and Minnie, but I do feel like it's unfair because they're a screen. That's fair. True. That's true. And Young Murda votes for Mickey and Minnie.
I was saying,
that's true.
There for what's true?
That like
the screen.
Yeah, the screen.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard though. And I guess like again, some of these on this list are screens. I wish like that they didn't do screens. And I love how they announced that the Tiana ones are not going to be screens on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They're going to be actual animatronics. That's kind of like how they did at Frozen overseas. Like when World of Frozen opened, those look really good. And like it'll be the same for Tiana's, which was good. But Mickey and Minnie's, barely squeaking this one out. Very crazy. They're moving on. Beating out Ariel, Eric, and all of the other non-Ursula animatronics. Next up, okay, again, this is hard. In Pirates, I singled out Jack Sparrow because I think he's the best animatronic and very cool in that attraction. But then it's, I guess, all the pirates in Pirates, which seems like a lot, but I couldn't have a bunch of pirates on this list. I could have had Red. I could have had the guys at the end with the dog. Like there could have been so many. Maybe this is a wrong choice, but we got the pirates from Pirates, not Jack Sparrow, going up against Elsa, Anna, and Kristoff, the ones that are projections on the screen. Yeah. So not Olaf. Olaf will be on later.
Okay, I'm gonna vote for Pirates then.
Yeah.
In this case, because I don't love how it's their faces that are screen. Yeah. Yeah. I don't love that. I don't know. When I saw the overseas version of the non-screen, I was like, oh, yeah, would love to see that. So I'll vote for Pirates because they're cool. And sometimes, like when you're kind of going through that ride, it feels like they're like real.
They kind of do feel very real. Yeah.
Hold on, this is not real. So yeah.
I think that this will maybe be hard later on with this lumping all the pirates all together. But maybe later on we'll have to think of just like the quality of animatronic. I don't know, like there could be one that beats out all the pirates.
For sure.
But this is just kind of how we had to do it. So hopefully that makes sense. But I do agree that when you go on Pirates, like some of them look very real, and you're like, oh, that's kind of like throws you for a minute. Whereas I don't like I've already said, like the screen projection. I think that we could not do that and be fine. I understand that it's maybe like for sure cutting costs and cutting time, but for me, got to be Pirates. So let's see what the chat has to say. I'm seeing lots of Pirates already.
Yeah,
Cass is voting Pirates hands down. Happy Travel Vlogs and Brianna and Lydia all voting for Pirates. Caitlin says Pirates. I think the screens on Frozen are not it. Agree. Jason votes for the Pirate People. Reb and Kennedy vote for Pirates. Kennedy hates the digital faces. Agreed. The Leffersons and Pam are voting Pirates. Magic and Michigan vote for Pirates. Robin and Caden. I love this one. The pig guy with the bare feet.
Yeah.
He's my favorite one. That's funny. Pirates. Never forget Maelstrom, which I don't think that I've ever done, which was what Frozen used to be. Devin votes Pirates. Courtney and Young Murda all voting for Pirates. And then Justine and Llama Floof are voting for Frozen.
Saving it from like a clean sweep.
Yep, no clean sweeps here so far.
Nope.
All of the Pirates, again, like I said, this may be hard later on, but I think that there are some, even though it's a bunch, that can still beat out all these Pirates. So we shall see, and we'll get to that point eventually. But all the Pirates, moving on. Next up, again, this animatronic's very cool at the end.
This one specifically?
No, that's what I'm going to get to. This with the cottage of the dwarfs and Snow White dancing. Yes. At the end of the ride is lumped in together. So the evil like hag here and the cottage with Snow White and like the yodeling versus the Figment animatronics in Journey into Imagination. There's this one. There's the one here with the phone. Yes. There's one with the phone where he comes out of the thing. There's a few different ones on
Do they actually move? Or do they just like get lifted?
I'm not taking any concerns from you, and you don't like remember the dwarfs in the mine on Mine Train.
It's hard for me to remember these things.
Even if they move ahead, it's an animatronic.
Okay.
Right? Like that's what it is.
All right. Well,
does that make sense to anybody? Maybe I'm wrong, but I know people love them some Figment. I do think though that the ones at the end of Mine Train are so good.
I love them.
I love the Snow White like dancing with
the
dopey. I love that whole thing about it. And this witch is pretty creepy. I'm voting for the Mine Train.
Me too.
End of the attraction.
Me as well.
I really like it. I like the witch, like I said. And Figment's cool and cute, but I just think that they're probably a little bit dated. And maybe, I don't know. And again, that ride, I'm not like a super big Figment fan. But he is cute. And I think, again, it's a little bit older, but I'm going to vote for the end of Mine Train. Agreed?
Me as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot of Figment. So here we go. We're just going to go through this here. Where we at? Cass, very quickly voting for Figment with all those exclamations. C-Bant votes Figment. So does Pam. Magic of Michigan say the cottage with the old hag. Brianna Snow White as well. Kennedy and Lydia voting for Figment. And Lydia says Figment hands down. Reb, Figment. Jason and Young Murda and Caden all voting for Figment. Justine votes Figment. Stacy says Snow White. Caitlin says cutie purple figgy baby boy. Very funny, voting for Figment. Brianna says the end Mine Train ones are so good. I agree. I think that they're very good. Robin votes for Figment. Happy Travel Vlogs, Snow White. Courtney and Devin are voting for Figment, and Haley and Tommy say Mine Train. But Figment's pretty easily takes this one. But again, no sweeps. Maybe we'll get to sweeps or maybe not. But Figment is moving on. Next up, again, I'm sure some of these are figures, but some of the heads move on the Stormtroopers. I don't know how fully animatronic they are, or how many of them are actually animatronics, but they are like at some point, or the head just moves. But again, that must be what an animatronic is, right? If it moves, a figure that moves. Versus the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin animatronic that's at the beginning, kind of when you're walking through the queue, that's kind of like briefing you or getting you ready to go into the ride. This one's tough again because I don't know how many of the Stormtroopers are animatronics, and again, really the heads only move. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think this is kind of a weird one. Like the Buzz one, I don't really know how great that he is. I don't know if he works that well, but I think that he's pretty cool.
It was news to me that the Stormtroopers move. I did not know that. And then I tried to look up a video to see if they do move, and they do a little bit. I'll vote for the Stormtroopers.
I'm voting for Buzz because I think that there are better animatronics that we'll get to with Rise of the Resistance. And I think that the Buzz one's pretty cool. And I love Toy Story and love Buzz. And I think, again, like, even if it's not perfect and doesn't maybe work all the time, there's been like times where we go and he's not working. I do think that he's cool. And it's pretty cool seeing like a big life-size Buzz, like talking to you, moving around. Yeah. I don't know if the last few times he's been working that we've been there. Sometimes they have like a thing around there where you just can't even see him. Mm-hmm. One time I did it, he wasn't working, but you could see that he was there. which was kind of interesting. But again, there's another Toy Story one that we'll get to later that sometimes also doesn't work when we go through.
Yeah.
But this one for me, I think is pretty cool. So my vote's for Buzz.
Nice.
We'll see what the chat has to say. I think that it looks kind of split so far. Magic Michigan say, we totally don't understand the Figment thing. Wish he'd just fly away. That's a hot take. There you go. We love the hot takes. Brianna votes for Star Wars. Reb is voting for Buzz. Kennedy votes for the Stormtroopers. Caden says, can you pose like Buzz for us?
Do it, friend.
I don't know. This hand?
I'll be the wings.
He's kind of like, I don't know. Does he like, do his arms move or is he just always there? I don't like, again, I don't know too much about him because he's usually not working when we're there, but I think he's cool.
He's just not. Oh, I thought you meant like he's not working.
No. Justine votes for the Troopers. Haley and Tommy vote for Buzz. Caitlin says the Troopers, the experience walking in there is crazy. Courtney votes Star Wars. Stacy, the Stormtroopers. Caden, with all that being said, votes for the Stormtroopers. Pam votes for Buzz. Magic in Michigan vote for Buzz. That's a really cool one. Kennedy says, I do love the leaning Buzz, though. Llama Floof says, see which is fair. If you guys vote for Buzz but not the Frozen characters, that's hypocritical about the faces. That's fair.
See, that's the T.
I know.
Calling you out.
I just think maybe
that was you.
That's me. I think maybe I like this one more because it's older and makes more sense to me that maybe it was done that way. The Frozen ones, I think that their face just doesn't like look as good as this, but like this Buzz one looks a lot like Buzz. Like the Anna Elsa ones are kind of off a little bit to me. I don't know. That's fair.
That's the T.
Dang. I'm sorry, Llama Floof. Hopefully you still like me. Caitlin votes, or sorry, she says LOL, Caden. Happy Travel Vlog says, Stormtrooper is the coolest part. Cass votes for Buzz. Jason says, to infinity and beyond, never vote for Stormtroopers. Jason says, me too, Heidi. I've never seen them move. Uh-oh. Maybe Jason isn't happy with me either. Young Myrna says Star Wars, and wife said Buzz. Lydia says Star Wars. Devin says the Stormtroopers, and I'm not even a huge Star Wars fan. It's just a cool animatronic. Robin votes for the Stormtroopers. Magic Michigan say, fun fact, we are going to see Tim Allen tomorrow. Buzz Lightyear himself. Cool. Is he doing like stand-up or something maybe?
Does he do stand-up?
I don't know. Maybe. That's cool.
That's cool. Say hi to him for me.
And Magic in Michigan want all of the poses done moving forward. That's so funny. C-Bant votes for Buzz. And a vote for Stormtroopers from Alejandro, I think, is here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Very fun. But yeah, we're just moving on. Stormtroopers. Troopers.
Super Trooper.
All right. Oh. We're doing this side again. And there's an animatronic that has skipped a few rounds, which we haven't seen yet. But it's like I said, because of... maybe we'll be on this level because I guess we haven't seen Jack Sparrow either. So he'll be hopefully coming soon. But Jack Sparrow versus all of the Country Bears. And again, Jack Sparrow was one that got a bye because I think he looks so much like Johnny Depp that it is crazy to me. And I think this is probably one of Disney's best animatronics. And I picked the one of him sitting in the chair because it like literally looks like he's sitting in the chair and just kind of like hanging out there. He looks so great. So that's easily my vote, even though I do love Country Bears and they're like nostalgic and older and like that old school Disney. I gotta go with the Jack Sparrow one.
Yeah,
what about you?
Me too. Same? I love Country Bears. Love you guys, but Jack Sparrow, love him also. And he looks so realistic. I just want him to get up and walk over and say, hey.
Never does. And you know that it's crazy that it looks like him because Johnny Depp at Disneyland, when they first kind of were doing it, didn't he go stand there?
He did.
And people didn't even know. Like, that's how you know that it's well done because it looks just like Jack Sparrow. Mm-hmm. So again, I thought that was a fitting one to get a bye to the next round because he's just so cool, so awesome. So cool. I think there'll be lots for Jack Sparrow and maybe a clean sweep. I don't really know yet. We shall see. Jason says, I didn't say that, Brandon. Thank you. Doing great. Pam already mad at me for picking on you before. That's okay. This is all part of the fun.
He takes it.
Yeah, this is all part of the fun. I think that it's hilarious. I just want to please everybody and hope everybody's having a great time in here. Even if I say controversial takes or don't include things that are animatronics or include things that are not animatronics. Is that what I just said?
Yeah.
Sure. Stacy votes for Jack Sparrow. Kennedy votes for Jack. Yeah, he's doing a comedy show. Very cool. I would love that. I love Tim Allen. I think he's great. Brianna votes for Jack. So does Reb. He looks so real. Caden and Devin all voting for Jack Sparrow. Lydia says, love the ABBA.
Thank you. It's because I was singing.
There you go. See? Courtney votes for Jack. Caitlin votes for Jack. Magic Michigan, Jack Sparrow. Lydia votes for Jack Sparrow. So does Cass. Caitlin says him in the barrel is my fave. Yeah, that's a very cool one as well. There we go. C-Bant votes for the Country Bears. Woohoo. Happy Travel Vlogs votes for Jack with a mega pint. Jason votes for Jack. So does Haley and Tommy. Young Murda says Jack Sparrow always. And Robin says Jack Sparrow all the way. Love it. So Jack Sparrow, moving on. But we did get a vote for Country Bears, which is great. So no sweeps yet.
Nope.
Around here. Next up, we got the Donald Butt from PhilharMagic versus the Dinosaur Animatronics and Dinosaur. Kind of a hard one here, I think.
Yeah, this is different.
I think that the Dinosaur Animatronics are very well done. Even if they're just kind of basic, I think that they do scare me every time. Like, genuinely. I'm kind of in that ride. I don't know if it's just like there's way too much that's going on and happening, but I like genuinely get afraid. And I think that it's hilarious when people sit on the end. And I would love to know which spot do you think is the most scary? Is it this one? Is it like when the pterodactyl noise is so loud, it's like a screeching, screaming, but like that one doesn't move? Or is it the actual drop? What do you think is the most kind of scary moment of Dinosaur?
I feel like if it's your first time riding it, it's this moment.
Yeah.
Because you don't expect
and if you're on the end, it's so funny.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm voting for Donald Butt.
Even
though it's not as intricate at all, I think that it adds to the story so much. Even though the dinosaur ones add to the ride, because if they weren't there, then it wouldn't even be Dinosaur. But I just think that it's kind of like a subtle touch that maybe they didn't have to do for PhilharMagic, but they did, and I think that it works very well.
I'll vote for Dinosaur because they're big
and the ride couldn't really function without them.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what everyone has to say. Stacy votes for Donald, so does Reb, Caden and Jason and Brianna and Kennedy all voting for dinos. Haley and Tommy voting dino. Devin votes dinosaur. Justine says Donald's butt for the win. Llama floof. Donald's booty shake that thing. Very funny. Lydia, the rise of the Donald. Courtney votes for dino. Cass votes for Donald booty. Young Murda votes for Donald. Happy Travel Vlog says Dino scares the crap out of me. Very true. And Magic Michigan say they actually toned down the dinosaur animatronics early on as they were considered too scary for people. Wow, would love to have ridden that one. It was actually thrilling like that, even though it is already thrilling for me sometimes. But what's moving on here? Oh,
let's wait a minute.
Yeah, which everyone who's been here for a while knows when we say we gotta wait a minute, what that means. Yeah, these are both like very different, but I think, and these are both two things that I love personally. I love PhilharMagic and I love Dinosaur, and I'll be sad when Dinosaur is gone, and I hope that PhilharMagic always stays because I love it so much.
I don't know if we should recount because I don't know if I was doing 100%, but I think I was doing 100%.
Basically, it's a tie.
Yeah.
And we need a vote to split the tie. So if anyone out there hasn't voted and you're just watching and enjoying and you want to quickly grab your phone or your laptop keyboard and say Donald Booty or Dinosaur, we got a new comment. Oh, a bunch coming in. So maybe we're going to be tied again.
Okay.
Magic and Michigan votes for Dino. Pam votes for Donald. Robin votes for Dino. C-Bant, I forget if they voted already up here somewhere, but if not, they said the rise of Donald indeed. So that's a vote for Donald. Caitlin votes for Donald, but the Dino scares me. And Young Murda says Care Bear Donald. Very funny. Yes, Caitlin does get scared. I remember like the one time Caitlin was very scared, which was very funny to me. We also wrote it with Sarah and Lucy and Victoria, and Sarah was very afraid. But Donald's booty. Moving on, maybe another darling, but I think nothing's going to beat that hippo. That hippo is going to have a great time in this bracket. And speaking of hippo, two oldies going up here. Blinky Hippo and the Carousel of Progress fam. Oh, I think this is going to be interesting. I'm excited for this one. What about you? Caitlin says, LOL, because I'm scared of the world. And
Caitlin's getting deep on
I didn't know this about you, Caitlin. Like, that's why that you're afraid about it. Interesting. Well, I'm so sorry that I forced you to like ride that ride either once or twice. How many times did we ride it?
I think it was once.
Is this where Blinky Hippo ends?
Oh. Everyone consider your vote.
Are you voting for who are you voting for, Heidi?
Blinky Hippo.
Why Blinky Hippo?
Because she's so
Preacher
sweet
Blinky Hippo.
And she's so cute, and you remember her.
That's true, but does it matter that she doesn't really work? But maybe the Carousel of Progress ones.
It adds to it that her eyes.
I remember that one time that like the Carousel of Progress. I think it was actually this photo, and the hand was kind of like busted up.
Yeah.
But I'm voting Blinky Hippo. Yeah. I love Blinky Hippo. She's so fun. And we'll see what the chat has to say. I think this one's going to be close, but we shall see. Reb votes for Carousel. So does C-Bant and Kennedy. All vote in Carousel Progress. Lydia, tons of hippo emojis here. Caden as well, hippo. Magic Michigan, Carousel. Courtney and Llama Floof, all of the love for the hippo. Cass, hippo. Caitlin, Winky, hippo. Oh boy, here we go. Brianna and Dreaming of Tomorrowland voting for Carousel. Robin votes for hippo. Happy Travel Vlogs is voting Carousel. Devin's voting hippo, and Jason is voting for Carousel of Progress. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow. Young Murda votes for Winky Hippo, and Llama Floof says Blinky Hippo might be hippo, but she's my goat. Very funny. I love it. Hippo won.
Hippo won.
Pretty easily or close?
Pretty close.
Okay. We'll see if any other ones come in, but yeah, she's an icon. Blinky Hippo. And again, I think that this is one of the only reasons that I like to ride this ride is that I get to see Blinky Hippo and, see the hula girls. Yep. I think that they're funny. So Blinky Hippo is moving on. Recount, says Jason. Uh-oh.
No.
Actually demands a recount. Was it close, Heidi?
It wasn't that close. It was like 3 off.
Oh, see? I got to do a recount. Here we go. So we got 2 on our end, me and you. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna pull them all up here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Carousel.
Yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for Hippo.
There we go.
Oh, close though. There you go,
close.
Jason. A close one. But the poor Carousel family, I'm so sorry, is not moving on. But Blinky Hippo, she sees another day with one eye into the next round. Next up, the Dwarfs in the Mine versus the Perfect Picnic, Little Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto.
These ones are kind of similar.
They are very similar from a Runaway Railway. I'm voting for the Mine. I love the Mine. Yeah, I think that they just do more. They like move a little bit more. I think all of them are unique. I think that the Runaway Railway ones, again, they kind of just sit there. And I think that the ones on like Mine Train look more, I guess, even if they are screens, they look more realistic to me.
Yeah, that's
What about you?
I think I'm gonna do the same thing for the
Dwarfs
reasons. There's honestly there's not too much to Mickey.
Yeah.
And Minnie, like when you think about it.
And like they look like they do in the cartoon, which is fair, which is what like they're supposed to.
But the whole thing is just a screen, no?
Well, like the heads are actually there. It's just the screen.
I mean, like they're just white. Like the whole thing's just white.
I don't know. I think that it might just be the eyes on Pluto and like the actual face. I don't really know. I don't know too much about these because I've never seen them without like the screen on, which I know that it's happened to some people where they're sitting there and like the ride stops and like this turns off and you're just left with whatever it is. That's never happened to me, but I just think like the ones in the Mine are cool. I think, like I said, it adds to the story and they just are really cool in that scene where like they're moving and stuff like a little bit more, which is fun for an animatronic. So they get my vote. Where are we at here?
Sweating.
Me too. I'm like, is it hot in here?
Yeah.
C-Bant votes for the Dwarfs. Devin votes for Mickey and Minnie. Lydia votes for the Dwarfs. Cass votes Mickey and Minnie. Brianna votes for the Dwarfs. Happy Travel Vlogs. And Caitlin and Reb all voting for Mine Train. Magic and Michigan vote for Mickey and Minnie. So does Caden, Llama Floof, and Jason are voting for Mine Train. Kennedy and Pam are voting Mine as well. And Courtney and Young Murda are voting for Mine Train, and Young Murda's wife is voting,
Mickey.
Courtney, yes. Courtney and Young Murda are doing Runaway Railway, and Young Murda's wife is Mine Train, and Robin is voting Mine Train as well. So those Dwarfs in the Mine.
Moving on.
Next up is where we see Kylo Ren, which again, gotta buy. Super cool animatronic when he's working, which again, you have to preface this. Maybe you'll take into account that he doesn't work often. But I think that just shows that it
doesn't work often.
But when he works, he's cool. Like it adds so much to this attraction when everything works.
I've only seen him like twice max. I know I've seen him once.
It's not even a comparison to like the screen. Like it's not even like,
no, it's amazing.
And we'll get to one later on when it's the same. When that one doesn't work and it's a screen, it's so underwhelming, which happened to us twice.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That's also, but I'm not gonna take into account, like Caitlin said here, that it doesn't work sometimes. Because when it's at ip peak is how I'm kind of looking at it. And
I think
real. It looks like Kylo Ren is there. Even if the pirate ones, which I know that they also look really cool.
But also like what happens to him looks crazy.
It does. And I think that this one, I think this might be an upset. And I'm kind of scared about it, what's going to happen. And I think if this is an upset, I think it's a pretty crazy upset. In my opinion, we shall see.
I think it's because
it doesn't work sometimes, which is fair.
You could have not even seen it.
Some people could never see this guy.
So many times, I didn't even know. I think I didn't even know it was a thing until Caitlin and Austin said,
"I agree,
that it's a thing," and then I was like,
because we never got it. Because our whole story with this was the first time that we rode Rise, it took us like 4 tries to get it fully through. Yes, but I'm saying like on our 5th time was when we actually got Kylo.
No,
which was another trip. We never got Kylo that first trip at all.
No, exactly.
Which was 4 times.
The first time I thought we tried to ride it 5 times.
Oh, maybe 4, like 4 or 5 times. Anyway, but it like things just all didn't work. There was like some stuff that didn't happen, and like none of them that happened were Kylo. Kylo like didn't happen every time, which was tough. So again, we then found out after that this was a thing, and it was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kylo, I think when he's at the peak of the powers, super good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is kind of a tough draw because it's all the pirates.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what I talked about, like where I thought that maybe if it was one of these big heavy hitters that they could take down the pirates, but we shall see. Caitlin votes for Kylo. Don't take that into account. Just imagine he works all the time. Cass and Llama Floof and Reb and Seabant and Happy Travel Vlogs all vote in pirates. Lydia votes Kylo. Courtney and Caden and Kennedy all vote pirates because quite literally only saw Kylo working twice in the last year. Magic Michigan are split 1-1. Dreamy of Tomorrowland and Young Murda say pirates. Brianna says, I'm so torn. I don't know. And Caitlin says, you guys are crazy because you're all going to vote for the shaman even though she's not there all the time.
Oh, Caitlin.
Little foreshadowing potentially. And Brianna says, probably pirates, and so does Robin. I am stunned, I think. And Jason says pirate people.
If you haven't even seen it,
that's true. But what I'm saying is, does this make a difference that I said pirate people? Like, is this going to be too hard that all these pirate people, or will there be something maybe for you? Okay.
Well, I voted for Kylo.
I know, but I'm saying maybe it's just that Kylo doesn't work, so it takes into account. I will say that I think that shaman probably works significantly more often. I could be wrong. I don't know stats. I just know the times that we've wrote.
I've not seen the shaman twice.
And we've seen Kylo twice.
Yes.
Right?
And I think I've ridden Rise of Resistance more than I have
Navi River. I agree.
Because the one trip we rode it 5 times.
Caitlin says, I tell the truth over here. Oh, I'm excited to see what happens with Miss Shaman. And Llama Flute says upset. Yes. For the next bracket, I'm gonna make like a little thing that's like an upset something. Because I think this was an upset. And Llama Floof, foreshadowing.
Not my shaman.
Shaman is overrated anyway.
I won't say.
But this is crazy to click, but I think it's got to be that Kylo doesn't work often, and it's going to be the pirates.
Yes, so.
Wow, moving on against Kylo.
That's pretty crazy.
Next up, we got Figgy versus the Stormtroopers. This one's kind of like tough one. I think, like Caitlin said, when you walk into the Stormtroopers, it's so cool. Even though they're not all animatronics that move.
Hold on. Wait, should I say this now or later?
What?
It's about the shaman and it's about
save it for shaman. Okay, because maybe you'll need it as ammunition.
No, it's like a it's supporting Kylo, so maybe I should say it.
Okay.
I was gonna say though when the shaman's not there, it's more underwhelming than when Kylo's not there.
For sure.
That ride is essentially the reason I'm going on it is to see
that
her.
is very true.
And when she's not there,
you're right,
I'm like, what? So
that's true. Yeah. She adds more to the ride, and when she's not there, you notice it more. That's true.
She is the ride.
She is the ride. Yeah. People who know about the shaman, maybe if you didn't know and you're like, we're gonna do both Avatar rides, you wouldn't know. But I like Navi River, but I like mostly do it because I love to see the shaman. I agree, for sure. Okay, let's see. We're gonna check the chat here. I think this one also might.
Wait, what
be
did
split.
we vote for?
Oh yeah, we didn't vote.
I'm voting for Stormtroopers.
I don't know. This one's hard for me because again, I don't know how like I've seen the heads move. I don't know how in depth though, like if they're all animatronics, and I think maybe some of them aren't. But I'm gonna vote Stormtroopers, I guess, because it is cooler in that scene, and I'm sure like most of them are animatronics. So I'm gonna vote for the Stormtroopers. But Jason says that the shaman has been working always for them, and Magic Michigan say we'll be there in 2 weeks. We'll let you know if he's working. Please do. Would love to know. C-Bant votes for Figment. Brianna and Kennedy vote for Star Wars. Caitlin votes for Figgy Baby Boy. LOL.
I was doing the wrong thing. Can we start again?
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry.
So me and you are both Stormtroopers.
Okay.
C-Bant, Figment, 2 Stormtroopers, and Caitlin's voting for Figgy.
Okay.
Cass and Llama Floof are voting for Figgy Boy. So is Reb. Magic of Michigan say Stormtroopers. Caitlin says he has me in a chokehold. Kylo or Figgy? Figgy. I'm just kidding. Happy Travel Vlogs is voting for the Troopers. Caden votes for Figgy. Lydia says Figgy and the Jets, which is funny. Robin votes for Figment. Courtney votes for Stormtroopers. Yeah, the Benny, that song. Benny. Benny. Jason says yes. Walking in very cool. I have just never noticed any of them moved.
Again because we keep.
That's okay.
I get confused.
Okay. Jason votes for Figment. All that being said,
I don't think you read the Stormtroopers one.
Right here. Yeah, Courtney.
Okay. Yeah.
Pam votes for Figment. Young Murda says Star Wars, and his wife says Figment. And Caitlin says, I mean both. LOL to the Kylo and Figgy. See, I knew.
I don't know if it's 100% right, so it's Figment according.
One job.
It's because I was singing.
I'm just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 votes for Figment, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 votes for Stormtroopers. So Figgy.
Did you include ours?
Yeah. So Figgy. Moving on. This little guy, this little dragon guy. Next up, Jack Sparrow versus Donald Butt. I think that some of these might be easy. Yeah. Jack Sparrow, again, super cool one. This may be even on this side, pirate versus pirate. Who knows? Some little foreshadowing could happen. But again, Donald Butt's cool, cute, but Jack Sparrow looks like he could stand up and like hop in your boat. So got to be Jack, right?
For me, it is.
It's so cool. And we'll save any chats with him. But again, I knew he'd be a heavy hitting, like fan favorite one because he's so cool and so unique and looks just like the actor. So got to be Jack. And I'm sure that most of the chat will agree. And this, like, very well could be clean sweep. What do you think? Yep. Maybe not. Oh, no. I saw.
Who is that? Llama Flu?
Yeah. Brianna votes for Jack. So does Haley and Tommy and Kennedy. Happy Travel Vlogs. Cass, Young Murda, Caden, Caitlin, Jason, and Magic of Michigan, Pam, Reb, all voting Jack Sparrow. So does Courtney and Llama Floof and Justine coming in with the Donald Booty votes. There we go. No sweeps so here. Robin says Jack. We need the Jack pose, says Magic of Michigan. I can't hear, but kind of like essentially, I don't know. Is that a good one?
Yeah, you're killing it.
Thank you. Jack pose. Lydia, Donald strikes back. Llama Floof says, where did all the Donald Butt loyalists go? I am one. I'm wearing the hat, but it's Jack's cooler. No, Jack's cooler. C-Bant says Donald strikes back indeed. K votes for Jack and Llama Floof. Jack is so overrated.
Llama Floof.
Hot takes. I love hot takes, though. I will say. I'm excited. Again, our podcast, I think, is going to be filled with some hot takes, and I'm so excited about it.
Please don't hate me.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. But Jack, moving on. We'll see how far this guy can go, taking down the Donald Booty. Next up, Blinky Hippo and Mine Trained Dwarfs.
I'm voting for Blinky Hippo.
Sticking Blinky Hippo. Why Blinky Hippo?
Because I'm not really.
Because you don't remember the dwarfs.
Yeah, I don't remember them that much, and they don't have my initial vote. They were I changed it based on who they're up against. Whereas the hippo, I love her.
I'm voting Blinky Hippo. Come on,
she's so cute.
I know this won't last. You want to with her one eye?
Yeah, I want one.
That's so funny. I think that people like Caitlin kind of said here. You like me? I don't know. Well, it's now Blinky Hippo. Blinky the Hippo Girl.
Her real name? That's her full name.
Blinky the Hippo Girl.
With the flowers on her.
Again, I think this is just a total heart over logic play, because I think that the Mine Train ones are for sure better. But I just think for one more round, I'll toss a vote to Blinky Hippo.
Yeah.
Love it. We'll see what the chat has to say. Sorry, Magic in Michigan say, I want a new Pirates movie so bad, one like the original. I haven't seen those in a long time.
We should watch
we should. We actually were talking about this last night of like, what are some movies that we should watch?
Yeah.
And we talked about like old Disney movies, Harry Potter. We were kind of like, should we maybe like do that? But like, I think that Pirates could be a good one, I think, because I haven't seen those in a long time.
Me too. I don't even know if I've seen all of them. Truly.
No. C-Bant votes for Hippo.
I should be voting.
You should be.
I should be writing these down.
Yeah. C-Bant voting Hippo. Kennedy voting Hippo. Magic in Michigan is voting for Mine Train. Caitlin says Hippo. I've committed to her now. Llama Floof. Hippo. 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 Lydia votes Hippo. I love how you did that, Lydia. Look at that.
That's so cool.
Jason votes for Mine. Reb votes for the Dwarfs. Kaden is voting for Hippo. Caitlin says she's going to take it home now. Blinky Hippo all the way, says Kay. Haley and Tommy voting Dwarfs. Cass and Brianna vote for Hippo. Pam, Blinky Hippo. Llama Floof is voting Hippo. Caitlin says Magical Castle. Set up a Hippo shirt. I think that would do well, Blinky Hippo. I like it. Robin voting Hippo. Happy Travel Vlogs is voting for Mine. Young Murda says Hippo. And Wife says Mine Train. And Llama Floof says, why can't Blinky Hippo, the biggest animatronic, eat the other ones? Interesting. Maybe that's part of that can be our next knockout battle. Blinky Hippo.
Blinky
Animatronic.
Hippo. Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
And Courtney's voting Hippo. I think, again, I would love a Blinky. Look, Llama Floof. I'd buy a Magical Castle Hippo shirt.
Me too. You too. 3 people.
Maybe because like their new thing is like Happy Place. Maybe it could be Blinky Hippo. Or, like Blinky Hippo Room.
Blinky Hippo Room with the hippo.
And then in brackets from Small World. I don't know.
Small World.
I'm just kidding. But maybe that'll be a thing. Blinky Hippo.
Definitely on a hat.
Or Small World. I agree.
On a hat, I could see
Yes,
it.
I would rock a Blinky Hippo hat for sure. Easily. Let's do it. Seriously. But Blinky Hippo is moving on. Pam says me too. Look at that.
There we go.
A couple sales already. Use code Sunny10 on this not real yet Blinky Hippo merch.
Yeah.
Very funny. Blinky Hippo is moving on. Next up, all of the Pirates versus Figment. Pirates. Again, people like Figgy, but I think the Pirates for now are very cool. And again, look like they could just like step up and walk off this ride. I think is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
And like they just look, again, like you said, there's so many. And I think what's cool about these ones is they show like the personality. Like they literally look like people.
Yeah,
like some of them are kind of more like more conniving. Some are kind of just like silly.
Yeah.
Like more serious. I think that's really, really cool.
Very cool.
So I'm voting Pirates. We use code Sunny20. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Thank you.
What did you get?
That's so good. Heidi's being nosy. What did you get? No, that's so appreciative.
I always like to know what people like from.
True. That's true. Yeah. No, it's fair.
It's good to know.
Brianna votes for Pirates. Happy Travel Vlogs as well. Caitlin, Figgy Boy, come on, baby, says Caitlin. Magic Michigan, Stacy, Kennedy, and Kay all voting Pirates. Haley and Tommy and Jason and Pam all voting Pirates. Robin and Young Murda are voting Pirates. And C-Bant comes in with Figment. Caden is voting for the Pirates. Lydia votes Figgy. And Llama Flu says, I got the llama potion hat. Yes. Love that for you.
That was made for you.
Yes. Every time that I see it, I think of you. Like every time that I see it's on their website or posted somewhere, I'm always like, that's like a llama floof hat for sure. Very fitting. Very cool. But
Pirates.
Yeah, they're easily moving on. Courtney as well with a vote for Pirates, but they're taking the cake. And sorry if I'm kind of going, but there's a whole nother side that we got to do. Figgy Boy says llama floof, but I'm so sorry. It's the Pirates this time. Oh, Jack Sparrow versus Blinky Hippo. Now, see, this is where I said I would vote Blinky Hippo one more time. I can't do it here again. Because in good conscience, Jack Sparrow.
And I love Jack Sparrow. What?
Nothing. It's just funny. It's true because you do.
I like it.
Did we ever meet Jack Sparrow? Or we kind of just like from like afar saw Jack Sparrow?
Him, yeah.
Again, Blinky Hippo, you had a good run, my girl. Yeah. And if there's a hat of you, I would buy it in a heartbeat. But it's got to be Jack. He's just cooler, and this might be a pirate final.
Yeah. Who
knows? But yeah, both of us. Llama Floof says, "Why is Jack so cool?"
Because he looks so real. I don't know, and I personally like Johnny Depp, and I like
Jack that character, Sparrow, Jack Sparrow. Yeah, exactly.
And it looks like him.
Let's see. Courtney's voting Pirates. Llama Floof is voting
No,
Hippo.
that was from the time before.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, from before. Llama Floof kicking it off with Hippo.
Yep.
Brianna votes for Jack. More votes, but their Llama Floof are for Hippo. Stacy votes for Jack. Llama Floof once again votes Hippo. Kennedy, Haley and Tommy, Magic of Michigan all vote Jack. Kay keeping it alive with Blinky Hippo. Happy Travel Vlogs. And Jason and Young Murda all vote Jack. Pam votes for Blinky Hippo. Caitlin says Winky Hippo since the Pirates took down my Figgy boy. C-Bant voting Hippo. Lydia voting Hippo. Like I said, Llama Floof says, am I missing something here? Why is Jack so cool? Caden votes for Jack Sparrow. Courtney's voting Hippo. Robin's voting Pirates. And Llama Floof says they need to make a live-action Blinky Hippo movie. I would see it.
That's so funny.
Just make more Blinky Hippo stuff. This is like, again, people love Small World, and I'm convinced that it will never go anywhere. And Blinky Hippo adds to it so much.
Yeah.
I love Blinky Hippo, genuinely. But you had a good run, like I said, my girl. But it's got to be Jack moving on here. And we got a pirate on pirate final.
Wow.
So are you waiting?
I'm shocked.
Me too. Are you waiting Jack Sparrow more than all of the other pirates?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, this is something that I didn't think would happen. And again, this was more randomized. Jack, I had to place him somewhere, but I didn't know that it would be pirate final on this side.
That's pretty crazy.
And we still do have a whole nother side, which we'll get to. But Jack versus pirate people, you're going Jack.
Yep. I'm
also going Jack. I think even though it's all the people in the ride, I think that the Jack one is just the coolest. This is not the final Llama Floof. Don't you worry. There's going to be a whole other side. But maybe you're saying that because Jack's in the final that you're sad about it. That makes sense. Let's see. Stacy's voting Jack. Kay votes Pirate People. Kennedy is voting Jack. Caitlin is so sad. I'm sorry, Caitlin. So sorry. Brianna says top tier ride. Like I said, Llama Floof, most disappointing final in the history of the live streams. Haley and Tommy vote Jack. So does Brianna. Caitlin says so many good animatronics. So I know it's tough. It's cutthroat out here. Lydia votes for Jack. So does Caitlin and C-Bant. Caden says the populace of Tortuga. Carlos, don't be chicken. Again, I don't know all these references, but I'm sure that it's a great reference, Caden. And you're gonna have to educate me on this pirates stuff for sure. Magic Michigan say full pirates. Young Murda says Jack. Jason says in addition to Llama Floof's hat, we got nice Work Pal shirt, People Mover shirt, and Parent Trap Winery shirt. Thanks for the discount code, and thank you Magical Castle Embroidery. Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
So kind, and so glad that you got some fun stuff. Again, they got lots going on, and we'll touch on them later at the end of the stream, but that means so much to us, so thank you. Happy Travel Vlog says I have to go with Jack. Jason votes for Jack, and so does Courtney. So again, a pirate on pirate final on this side, and Jack takes the cake. He fought off all those pirates and a Blinky Hippo to make it here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Impressed.
All right, take a stretch.
Yeah. Woo.
Get some water. Side one is done. Moving on to side two, Llama Floof still votes for Blinky Hippo. What a final that would have been if a Blinky Hippo had made it to the final.
That would have been crazy.
Crazy. On this side, first up, is the Daisy animatronic in the Daisy dance scene, which again, kind of the same thing. And then all of the animatronics in Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. So again, some of them, these two, Tigger and Piglet, maybe don't like actually move, but this was the clearest picture that I could find of any other character. So I put that in there, but like the Pooh one at the end, there's like him swinging by, like the Tigger ones kind of popping in and out. But what's your vote going to be here, Heidi?
This one's hard for me because I don't love
the screen
on Daisy, but then the Winnie the Pooh animatronics aren't very like intricate.
Yep.
But I'll say I just like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So I'll just vote for Winnie the Pooh, I think.
I'm voting for Daisy because Caitlin said that it came up. She also doesn't work all the time. I've had times where she goes, and then like freezes which is like hilarious to me, but I think she's cool and kind of adds like to the ride of like something different, even though like I said, kind of with like dinosaur, that like the Winnie the Pooh ones is the whole ride. But I gotta vote for Daisy because I think that she's fun and I do like that scene, even though we both love Winnie the Pooh so much. We got Kennedy votes for Daisy. Magic of Michigan votes for Pooh, so does Kay. Caden votes for Daisy. So does Caitlin, even though she doesn't work all the time. Lydia votes for Pooh, so does C-Bant. and Pam and Young Murda. Courtney votes for Daisy. So does Llama Floof. Happy Travel Vlogs votes for Daisy, even though she's broken half the time. And Brianna votes for Pooh Bear. A tight one.
Oh, yeah, very.
A tight race here.
Should we call it here?
And if you're just hopping in, we're on the second half of our bracket for the best animatronic crown at Walt Disney World Resort. So give a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're just kind of popping in and you're new to our channel, if you enjoy this kind of stuff. But Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
As I say it, though, votes are... there we go. Kimberly, welcome. Thanks for being here. Votes for Daisy, which would have tied it. But Jason coming in with the Pooh vote, and we'll call it there. Winnie the Pooh. Moving on. Next up, C-3PO in Star Tours. He's your captain versus, I have the name and I'm going to find it, of this parrot from Misadventure Falls at Typhoon Lagoon. It's an animatronic.
Does it move?
He does move. He turns and he looks in that thing. And his name is Duncan the Parrot from Misadventure Falls, which highly recommend a water park day. Typhoon Lagoon was so fun. Like both times that we've done it in our two most recent trips. Yeah. But it's got to be C-3PO. I'm a Star Tours guy, frequent flyer. I love him. There's also his animatronic in the queue standing up at the top. But this is the one of him sitting in the actual cockpit. And I think it's so great and adds to the story. Got to be C-3PO. What about you?
I also vote for C-3PO.
Super fun one. Love it. I love this ride. Are you a Star Tours fan?
Me?
Or you tolerate it because I like it? Or maybe just not a fan, maybe just like meh on Star Tours?
Yeah, I feel like I'm meh. I feel like I used to be like, I don't like it, but then when we on, not that I like don't.
I used to really not like it. I would actually get kind of queasy and sick on there. And I remember the one time we did it, this was probably 2021, maybe Christmas trip. I think you still have to wear masks. And I remember wearing a mask and sitting in there and my whole, like I had a heat wave go over me. And I thought, I can't be in here right now, but you have to do the ride. So I did it. And then I don't think that we did it that whole rest of our trip. But now
I like how the wait time.
Now that I've worked on Tatooine, it's gotta be, I'm a Tatooine guy, Star Tours. But this little parrot is cute, even though he probably got no votes, but he's a Disney World animatronic. Caitlin votes for C-3PO. So does Lydia, Jason, Kimberly, Caden. It's going to be everybody. Okay. Brianna, C-Bant and Kennedy, Pam, Happy Travel Vlogs, Kay, Young Murda, and Courtney all vote in C-3PO. And Courtney says, thank you for having me. Happy voting. You're so sweet, Courtney. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Llama Floof says, I refuse this to be a sweep. Weird Typhoon Lagoon bird. No sweeps here. Duncan the Parrot with a vote from Llama Floof. But nonetheless, C-3PO. Moving on. Next up, Ursula, which again, very big animatronic and a lot of detail on her, I think, versus the Jungle Cruise animatronics, the animals and the people on the pole here.
Yes, I will vote for Ursula. I think there's a lot to her, and she's a cool animatronic.
She is a cool one. I think in that ride, she's easily the best part for me about that ride. I love when you come in her little cave. It's kind of creepy and eerie, and then she's a very big animatronic.
Yeah.
I'm sure that lots went into her. I do love Jungle Cruise, and I think that some of them are cute. I put these two pictures here. I love the little elephant. I think her name's like Big Bertha maybe or something, and she's just spitting water out and stuff. But the Ursula one is so detailed, and I'll get to a comment that Caitlin said, because in my research for pictures, I saw pictures of her head off.
Yeah. And
I was like, what? That happened? Confused. Crazy. Kind of blows my mind how stuff happens. I saw that in the Mine Train Cottage, that the dopey dancing pulled Snow White's arm off.
Really?
Or something. Yeah, random stuff happens with animatronics, which is so funny to me. But my vote's also Ursula, even though Jungle Cruise, I think, is very cool. I love the detail. I love the premise, but the animatronic for Ursula specifically is very cool. Kennedy votes Ursula. C-Bant is voting for Jungle Cruise. Lydia votes for the elephant, so Jungle Cruise. There we go. Llama Flu says Ursula is the closest thing we have to Blinky Hippo, so Ursula. Very funny. Brianna says Ursula. I love her. Caitlin says Ursula. I still laugh when I think of her head falling off. Happy Travel Vlogs. Kimberly, Kay, and Caden all voting for Ursula. And we're laughing over here because I quickly tapped on the whiteboard to tell Heidi to mark them down, and it's not even close.
On purpose did it.
Very funny. Ursula, though. Ursula, but Jason says Ursula, but she would lose if up against the backside of water. There you go. And Marcelo, welcome, says Ursula. And she is moving on to the next round. Next up, the Hopper animatronic from Tough to Be a Bug, which is like on the side. Very scary guy when he comes out.
Yeah.
Versus the Birds in Tiki Room.
Well,
Tiki Room, I think, is one of those that like we don't really ever do, and I did a couple times on my college program.
Yeah.
And it's like a fun thing when it's raining or when it's hot to go sit inside when you're at the park. But the Hopper one is cool.
Yeah.
And I think for that time as well, like this would have opened, I think, when when Animal Kingdom opened, I'm pretty sure. And very cool for the time as well. So I do like the Hopper one. And we'll see what everyone has to say. Kennedy is voting for Hopper. So is Jason. C-Bant votes for Tiki Room. Llama Floof says Birds. Revenge for Typhoon Lagoon, bro. Very funny. Lydia votes for Tiki Room. Happy Travel Vlogs. And Kimberly are voting for Hopper. Hopper, again, is a cool one. I'll be sad, like I said earlier, when this ride, or like I guess show, leaves.
It's for you. It's leaving for you.
I know, and I don't know how to feel about like the Zootopia in the Tree of Life.
Oh, it depends what it is too.
I think that like the Bugs Life stuff just fits so well because like you're shrunken down going in the tree, and it's, I don't know, I just think that kind of fit better. We'll see how they incorporate the Zootopia stuff, if that is in fact, because again, I won't believe it till I fully see that it's actually happening.
I agree. And
we'll touch on something quick at the end that we'll talk about like on our podcast with another theme park company. But yeah, got to be Hopper. And there's some more votes here. Caden votes for the Tiki Room. Pierre, Jose, Fritz, and Michelle. Right? Is that what that is? Yes. Correct, Heidi?
I don't know.
Yes. Caitlin votes for the Birds. Pam votes for Tiki Birds. Caitlin says lovely nap spot. Just ask Austin. Oh no, Austin fell asleep in Tiki Room. I've never fallen asleep on any ride. My dad has a couple times, but maybe Austin can attest that. I'd like to know for him what's better, Carousel Progress or Tiki Room. Who knows? Kay votes Hopper, and so does Brianna. And Hopper is moving on to the next round. Next up, Olaf in Frozen Ever After versus Finn from Rise.
A lot of specific Rise ones, eh?
Well, because I think that it was harder to lump Rise together because it's like Kylo and the Stormtroopers are kind of more their own thing. And then there's one more from Rise on here. But again, I put this one in here more for the laughs because every time that I've been, this like Finn never works. He just is like sitting there not working. That could be just me.
I always think in my head, like I realize a lot of times I don't know if I'm truly paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I always imagine he's moving because he talks, right?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be his voice?
His voice, yeah.
Yeah,
when he says like not up or whatever,
yeah,
but when you up, yeah.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, he's right there talking and moving to me. But like he could very well not even be working.
And then I think like, isn't there like on the other side he's standing? Because I know that you go two different ways. I'm pretty sure he's on both sides.
Yeah.
And I think this one he's gonna be sitting like in the other one standing, I think. But Olaf is cool because like Caitlin said, he skates around. And I think he looks really good in comparison to the other ones. Like he looks really good, and I really like him. Even Sven, who's poking out the back there, looks better than the people. But I love Olaf, so votes got to be Olaf. We'll see what the chat has to say. Kennedy votes Olaf. So does Marcelo. Caden votes Olaf. Llama Floof Olaf. Jason votes for Finn. Caitlin says Austin is a snoozer. Carousel Progress. Feel our magic. Tiki Room. Very funny. Pam votes Olaf. Brianna votes for Finn, and so does C-Bant. It says long live Maelstrom. Kimberly says, ooh, tough one, Olaf. Lydia, Olaf. Caitlin and Kay also voting Olaf. I thought so. This little guy, people love this guy. You can't get rid of this guy. He's just so sweet. So Olaf. Moving on. Next up, Hondo from Smuggler's Run versus Statler and Waldorf from Muppet Vision up at the top, who cracked the jokes. I think this is a no contest.
The Muppets.
I was going to say it, but you said it. No, the Hondo one is cool. He's on the level of like a Jack Sparrow to like Kylo to me, because like from what I've heard from people that like Star Wars and him specifically, like the
good.
lore behind him, I think he looks probably very accurate because everybody talks about how cool he is. Caitlin and Austin talked about how cool he is.
Yeah, okay.
And again, that if you know like the lore and like the story and stuff, that it's really cool. I do have a soft spot though for Statler and Waldorf. I think that they're very funny. I love when they crack the jokes, and I think that adds like a big element where I smile every time that I like see that show. But I'm gonna vote for Hondo because I just think that it's a better animatronic. What about you?
I'll vote for Hondo as well.
I don't feel. If you want to go for the Muppets, you go for it.
No,
you go for it, girl. Okay. Marcelo votes for Hondo when he works. This is like a common theme. Llama Floof says Muppets are winning this entire bracket. Kennedy votes for Muppets. Caden says Hondo, especially when he's in B mode too. It's funny. I've never seen that. I think that we've seen him one time. The other times he's not working and he's covered up.
Oh, really?
I think he's on like a screen, right? Isn't that when?
Maybe that's why.
That's B mode, maybe. Kimberly votes for Muppets. So does Pam. Brianna votes Hondo. Lydia votes Muppets. Caitlin says no, Hondo is amazing because of Rebels. C-Bant says Statler and Waldorf. So does Young Murda. So does Kay. And Jason says Caitlin, also Clone Wars.
I think I got confused.
Is this an upset potential?
I don't know. We have to recount.
Okay, we got one, and we both voted Hondo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 votes for Hondo. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 votes for Muppets.
Okay.
When Hondo is in B mode, he's just out behind a box. You can see him sticking out from the sides. Very funny, but a vote for Hondo here. So we're at a tie. Tied up, Hondo and Statler and Waldorf. Next vote coming through, unless both come through exactly at the same time, miraculously. But next vote determines it. Hondo versus Statler and Waldorf. Austin votes Hondo.
Ozzy pulling through here.
Saved by the bell. Voting Hondo. Llama Floof is so sad. Wow. Are you sad at Austin or sad that Hondo is moving on? And Aaron, welcome. Thanks for being here. It says, hello, happy Friday. Just got home from dinner, and I'm so glad that you're still live. Yes, we realize there's a lot of animatronics, and this will be a little bit of a longer one. So Aaron, welcome. You
had a good dinner.
Yes, and you've only missed.
I'd love to know what you ate.
We're still on one side of the bracket. True, I would too. But Hondo is moving on. Next up, Disco Yeti from Everest. Look at how scary this picture is.
I didn't know the Yeti looked like that. That's what I was saying earlier.
This is the lights on when you can see, or a flash on of the Yeti. And I knew this, but just like in knowing this more, that the Yeti can't move because like the building would just collapse or break or something with like the roof in that area. So now that's why there's like the strobe effect.
Did it used to move?
Yes, I think. I'm like 99.9% sure, because why would they have made like an animatronic that doesn't move? But I had to put it in here because it is an animatronic, even if it doesn't move. Currently, it did and is one versus BB-8, which is the last of our Star Wars.
Yep.
Animatronics, and I picked that one because he is very cool. He like rolls around.
Yeah.
What's your vote?
I don't know. This is tough, but I feel like I can't. Like it's. Disco Yeti doesn't even move, like, so I can't vote for Disco Yeti.
Because
and BB-8 actually look like, now that I think about it, how does BB-8 even move?
Well, he actually like rolls around. I don't know how it all works, but it's very cool.
His head moves.
Very cool.
So I'll vote for BB-8.
I think again, Disco Yeti's cool to me.
she's taking back her words.
I don't know. I like Disco Yeti. I think
You're voting for Disco Yeti.
No, I'm voting BB-8 because like Disco Yeti doesn't even work. No, I'm gonna vote BB-8 because he works and is cool and I like him. Disco Yeti doesn't work. If Disco Yeti worked,
that'd be cool.
Would be so cool. And he's already, well, he or she or they, this Yeti, is already scary when it's not even moving, when it's like the flashing light. Like I get afraid. If it was actually like this arm coming down,
that'd be cool.
Be very scary, but I'll vote for BB-8, even though kind of like Llama Floof, there is a lot of Star Wars going on here, but
yeah, you made a lot of Star Wars.
Because it was harder to like distinguish those ones, I think. Like who I'm supposed to say BB-8 and the stormtroopers in the opening room and Finn.
Yes.
I don't know.
You gotta got them all out of the way at once.
Llama Floof is sad because sorry, sad at the world for taking out the Muppets this early. So sorry. C-Bant votes for Disco Yeti. So does Young Murda. So does Llama Floof. Caitlin says, OMG, BB-8, please. Yeti is garb. Ouch. Just kidding, which we'll get to later. Caden says, Disco Yeti, Kennedy, and Brianna vote for BB-8. He's the coolest. Lydia, Disco Yeti. Happy Travel Vlogs votes for BB-8. Pam votes for Yeti. Caitlin says, sorry, that was harsh. He's not garbage. I'm just bitter from when he used to move when I was a kid. That's fair. Kay votes for Yeti. Aaron says, it was so fun. Had my stepdad's birthday dinner at a 100-year-old Italian place where all the waiters are opera singers. Wow. Cool. Fancy. If you've seen Rocky, the restaurant was in that movie.
Cool.
Wow. That is so cool. I love it. Marcelo says Yeti hard one though. And Jason says, we were there for DVC preview way back when and saw the Yeti moving. Vote is for Yeti. So I guess at the peak of the powers, Yeti is great. Aaron says got to be BB-8, but I really hope they fix our Yeti someday. Disco Yeti.
Yep.
Disco Yeti. Moving on. Darling of this side potential.
Maybe.
Next up, 2 Toy Story ones here. We got Wheezy at the end of Slinky Dog Dash, singing Away You've Got a Friend in Me, versus Mr. Potato Head in the queue of Toy Story Mania, which was what I was talking about earlier, that he hasn't worked for us often at all.
Is it only his eyes that move?
No, his arms move too.
Oh, his arms move.
Yeah. He
you
hasn't.
think that I never even been to Disney.
He doesn't work for us so often. That's why. He doesn't work often for us. He worked one time on my college program when I went and did this ride. So I'm going to vote for Mr. Potato Head because I think he's cool. I think that there's like more there than Wheezy. And I think that like if he's working, he adds to like the queue of that ride for sure, which is already super cool. But I love Potato Head.
I'm going to vote for Wheezy because I like when he sings.
And he's cute. He's a cute little guy. But yeah, so we're split over here. We'll see what the chat has to say. Which of these 2 rides do you think that you like better? While I have a drink of water. Slinky Dog or Toy Story Mania?
That's hard because I really have a lot of fun on Mania.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it depends.
It's hard because we also like Slinky Dog at night is a thing.
Yeah, Slinky Dog at night.
I don't think that we've ever rode it during the day, have we? Maybe one time?
I don't know.
I like Toy Story Mania. I think it's so fun. And it's like unique and different. I do like Slinky Dog too, though.
I like Mania too because it like works really well, like for like a game ride. I don't know which ones.
Which we'll also talk about a ride kind of like Mania on our podcast. That's at Magic Kingdom that Heidi also has maybe more mild take on than Carousel Progress. We shall see.
We'll see.
Kennedy votes for Mr. Potato Head. Llama Floof. Toy Story Mania is the best ride. So Potato Man.
Wait, what did I vote for? Oh yeah, I voted for this.
Caitlin says Wheezy. Love that dusty old guy. Very funny. Jason, C-Bant, and Lydia all voting for Potato. Caden says 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. Love it. Marcelo, Wheezy. Happy Travel Vlogs votes Wheezy. Brianna votes Wheezy. Kay, Wheezy all the way. I want to pronounce your name properly. Ariane. Welcome. Thanks for being here. If I said it wrong, I'm so sorry. But welcome. We appreciate you. We are still live. And it's okay. Thanks for being here at any time. We appreciate it so much. Sometimes these lives are hit or miss, I feel like, where some are an hour, some have been 3. So just, again, like if we're live, come and check and see like what happens. But thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you taking the time so much. And Young Murda votes for Potato Head.
I think it was Potato Head, but I got a bit confused because you're saying 1 potato, 2 potato, and then I got confused.
And then you were counting all those potatoes?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a recount. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for potato.
Okay.
And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
For potato, Wheezy. Then. Very fun. Mr. Potato Head. Moving on. Next up, the Peter Pan animatronics. Again, they're all lumped in together. Those guys, Captain Hook on the crocodile, versus all of the animatronics in Spaceship Earth. Because we know my takes on Spaceship Earth. If you've watched our vlogs and different things, I'm not a Spaceship Earth fan. And there's so many animatronics in there. But I picked this one because I think that she's fun. And I love this kind of scene, though, with like the computer going on here.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. So again, it's one whole ride versus another whole ride, which I'm glad that it worked out this way. Peter Pan versus Spaceship Earth animatronics. Which way you going?
I'm voting for Peter Pan because Yeah.
I think that the coolest one here is the Captain Hook on the crocodile.
Yeah.
And I like when they're up on like the little beam with like the flag and they're fighting. I think though that Spaceship Earth probably has better animatronics. If I'm gonna go based on that,
they're actually moving.
Yes, I like Peter Pan way better than Spaceship Earth in terms of the rides, but I do think that there's more intricacy and coolness to the Spaceship Earth animatronics. So I'll vote this one time for Spaceship Earth on something. Maybe I'll vote later on the next round, but I'm not a big Spaceship Earth fan. But we'll see. Caitlin votes Peter Pan. Jason, Spaceship Earth, Happy Travel Vlogs, and Pam and C-Bant, thank the Phoenicians, all vote in Spaceship Earth. Lydia votes Spaceship Earth. Kay votes for Peter Pan. Caden and Brianna and Young Murda and Kennedy all voting Spaceship Earth. People love Spaceship Earth, and I know that's a hot take for me that I'm not a fan, but I think that I just have like Epcot hot takes.
Yeah.
You know, which we'll get to on a pod episode, but I think that again, this might be a tough one because again, like I said, Spaceship Earth is a fan favorite in terms of Disney like goers. And Aaron is also voting Spaceship Earth. So Spaceship Earth is moving on against Peter Pan. Next up, one of my favorite animatronics at Walt Disney World. If you haven't done this, I would go do it just to see the animatronic. And this is kind of the same, I think, though, like I said earlier, which maybe contradicts of like the Turtle Talk and Belle stuff, where this is more geared to children. Lightning McQueen, like Racing Academy.
Yeah, but they don't like pick you.
No. So and this animatronic is so good. And this is going up against the Winnie the Pooh animatronics. Yeah. This Lightning McQueen looks like Lightning McQueen and actually moves around and like drives on the little racing simulator. It is so good. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
He's just so good.
I want to go to Disneyland.
To see Cars Land. I think that you're gonna like it a lot. I'm not a super big Cars guy, but like every time that I see the characters, I'm kind of like, okay, they're kind of cool. Maybe I should get into Cars like a little bit more, but it's gotta be Lightning McQueen.
Have to watch Cars.
Ka-chow. We have to. We have to make a Disneyland like get ready in terms of movies.
Yeah.
Like I want to watch Incredibles again, which I said before. Like this would be good. I'm trying to think what else is at like Disneyland specific. Maybe like a Mr. Toad, because there's that dark ride. You want to check out Mr. Toad? So you know what happens on there?
No.
Those characters. But yeah, he's so cool. So Brianna says ka-chow, Caden, C-Bant, so many ka-chows. Some lightning in here. Llama Floof ka-chow man, Lydia, and Aaron ka-chow bestie. I love it. Brianna says, I got to stay true to my Sunset Boulevard roots, as you should. I love it so much. Young Murda says, Lightning McQueen all the way. Ka-chow. Aaron says, you are going to die when you get to Cars Land. I can't wait for the vlogs.
I'm so excited.
We're so excited, and we'll touch on that a bit later, but can't wait. Caitlin is voting for Lightning, but I've never seen him in real life. Oh, we have to, or you have to. I say we because I'd love to go with you, but you have to go see him.
Yeah,
he's so cool. Jason says Lightning. Aaron says it's 1,000% going to convert you into a Cars person. There we go. I kind of agree. I love Mater. I think Mater's so good. I actually saw Cars 3 in theaters, I think, when it came out, because I think I wasn't like that was kind of more recent, and I'm pretty sure that I saw it in theaters, and I like it. I think that I probably would like the first one the best, but I should definitely rewatch it.
Yeah, watch all of them.
Kay says Lightning. Llama Floof's hot take, but Cars 2 is the best Cars movie. Wow, that is probably people's most universally least Pixar movie.
Wow.
And Llama Floof loves it the most out of the series. I love the hot takes. And Young Murda says, I've seen all the Cars that have come out. I love it. And there's lots of like other like little things probably, right? Like little shorts and different things.
Yeah.
We watched the one at Halloween for Mater.
That one's so
with like
funny
the ghost light or whatever. That's funny.
That.
But Lightning, is this a clean sweep?
I think it was.
I think so.
I got nervous for a minute because I wasn't writing anything down.
Sweep.
Yeah.
Lightning McQueen. Moving on. Next up, C-3PO in the cockpit of Star Tours versus Ursula. Yeah, I got to stay true again, even though I'm a big Star Tours supporter. Always. I love it. I think it's underrated, but I will vote Ursula because I think super intricate, big animatronic, very detailed and well done.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be Ursula. Aaron says, be in Cars Land at sunset when they turn the lights on and play the song. I've seen that on TikTok and I love that. Have to go do it. Aaron, thanks for all the tips
We need to write that one.
I love it. We do. Yeah, write it down on your little board.
Okay, I should have that.
Are you also voting Ursula?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Caden and Kennedy vote Ursula. So does Happy Travel Vlogs. Lama Flu says Ursula, aka Blinky Hippo reincarnated. Very funny. C-Bant says C3PO. So does Lydia and Jason. And Brianna votes Ursula. Were you keeping track? You got that?
No, but it's Ursula.
So far, yeah, in your head. We'll see if any other ones come through as I have a drink. But
I got confused.
After doing this, like what I will say, Disney has a lot of pretty cool animatronics.
They do.
Like so far, you know.
Should we recount?
C3PO and C3PO.
Sorry, I don't know.
And Ursula. That's okay. That's okay.
I wasn't ready to write, and you started,
okay.
and then
we got 2 from us. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Ursula, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
For C3PO. So it's Ursula.
Nice.
Is moving on. Next up, Hopper versus Olaf. Which way you going? Yeah, this one's hard. I think again, super cute factor, scary factor. But the Olaf, I like how he like moves around. Like he's there and then kind of moves like more towards the side. And I think he, of those screen-based ones, which I know he's probably not screen-based, maybe just his eyes, but it's got to be Olaf. He is so cute. And Hopper's scary.
He looks very real.
He does look, yeah, just like Olaf. And I do love this picture how Sven is just
so
poking out behind those little like branch leaf things hanging there.
I feel like Sven is like underrated. Like
I love Sven. Like in that movie, you mean?
Yeah, because there's
like
lots
going on.
So much and stuff. And like a Maximus, I feel like has more maybe of like a prominence and role in Tangled. But
yeah,
Sven is like underrated.
I wonder if it's because Olaf is just so strong. Like Tangled has Pascal and Maximus, but I think that kind of fan base is more split.
Yeah,
I think everybody just like overall loves Olaf, but I'm voting Olaf. Look at that guy. Kennedy's voting Olaf. So is Llama Floof and Brianna. And Caden. Jason is voting Hopper. Happy Travel Vlogs is voting Olaf. Lydia votes for Olaf. C-Bant says Flick should have been polar bears. Or sorry, Hopper, I mean. That's what I meant. Hopper. Kay votes Olaf. I Flick. That's what I meant. Because I meant to change it for them and say Hopper because I knew that like that's what it was. Kay votes Olaf. Young Murda. Olaf all the way. And Caitlin is voting Olaf. This guy.
Olaf.
Can't get rid of him. He's so cute. Olaf. Look at him. Cutie guy. Olaf. Moving on. Next up, Hondo versus Disco Yeti. And again, if we're like Jason said that when Disco Yeti worked, it was peak of the powers. I hope that one day in our lifetime that they get that up and working.
Well, until then, I'm voting for Hondo.
Did it have like the strobe lighting, or is that just a Disco Yeti thing because it doesn't move that they put the strobe lighting so it looks like it's moving?
That'd be cool. Well,
do you know what I mean?
But if it was lit up like how, you know?
Yeah, but I just think like in the dark, how well would you see it?
That's
I don't
what I'm
know.
saying.
Who knows? Again, we will never know. Maybe we can try to find it somewhere like on YouTube, but maybe the footage won't be that good. Who knows?
I wonder, when did that change? I would love to know.
Like to Disco Yeti when it stopped like moving?
Yes, because I rode it
on your trip in high school?
Yeah. So that was what, 2012? Was it Disco Yeti in 2012?
I don't know.
Because maybe I rode it.
Maybe you did. I'm sure that because I went in 2007. Maybe I also saw Disco. Yeah, I did. Maybe I saw Yeti.
You definitely probably did.
Interesting.
Can someone confirm?
I don't know though, like vividly what it looks like, but I'm gonna vote for Hondo because I think it's just a better animatronic. I haven't seen Disco Yeti or like remember him working or them working. So I'm gonna vote for Hondo. Caden votes for Yeti, so does Lydia and Young Murda. And Kennedy and Llama Floof and C-Bant all voting for that Disco Yeti. Brianna votes Hondo. Kay voting Yeti. Caitlin votes Hondo. And Aaron says Hondo. Sorry, Joe Rody. So sad. Joe Rody's so sad, Aaron. I'm just kidding. Disco Yeti. Is this like another upset or is this Disco Yeti's pretty strong? That picture is horrifying to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like, if you're like afraid of animatronics, does that one scare you, or is it just more of like the cutesy bear ones that are terrifying?
I don't know.
Jason says, sadly, I will vote for Hondo since he is actually working now, but working Yeti was super cool. Like I said, I hope we get to see working Yeti.
I think that made it a tie, no?
Did it? Oh, voting Hondo. Oh, you wiped it away.
I wiped it away.
Let's see.
You were done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Yeti, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Hondo.
And did you include our votes?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's Yeti.
Lydia, oh my gosh. That is so funny to me. Oh my gosh. The hippo at the bottom. Blinky Hippo. We can never get rid of Blinky Hippo. She's so sad.
Poor thing.
Oh, I love Blinky Hippo. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. That is hilarious, Lydia. Oh my gosh. Disco Yeti. Moving on. Blinky Hippo's been there this whole time, or no? Is that just now?
I don't know.
So this is where we see the shaman.
You really put it on the big screen here.
They were all the pictures were the same size because Mr. Potato Head was bigger before. Well, I don't know what happened here. The shaman has taken over the screen, and it is the shaman from Navi River versus Mr. Potato Head. And again, this must be the most expensive animatronic.
Yeah.
I like for sure, because like I forget how much it was. It was over $1 billion, wasn't it, on this animatronic? Which is wild. But my vote's got to be shaman. Me
too. And I truly,
when it's working,
I truly love the shaman.
You do.
I love.
Yeah,
her.
And you're not like you like Navi River, but you love the shaman.
I do.
Yeah, it's very cool. Again, this is one of those that genuinely like. It looks like she's gonna stand up.
Yeah.
And could walk in your boat. That's how real it looks like an avatar. Isn't it 1 billion? Can I be wrong by that?
Yeah, someone
we'll
said that.
We'll have to fact check that. I know that I've heard that it was crazy amount of money.
Maybe that was a lie.
But I think this might be a blind side, Heidi. A lot of potato. Wow. I'll be stunned. Stunned. Kennedy says Reddit says Yeti stopped moving in 2008. So I would have missed it by a year.
I didn't go.
Or no. No, I would have seen it then, but I don't remember because I was younger. That was almost 20 years ago. Lama Floof says Potato Head, Ultimate Blindside. That's a vote there. C-Bant Potato. Kennedy and Lydia and Caden all voting Potato. Kay votes Potato. Jason and Brianna and Caitlin. No, did Caitlin already vote?
No.
I think she's going to pick me out of my boat with her fingers. Maybe that's a vote for Shaman, and Young Murda votes Potato. Caitlin votes for Shaman. Happy Travel Vlog says, I love the ride, and the Shaman is my favorite.
I write down our votes?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Shaman right now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Potato. I think that.
Can someone please vote for Shaman?
I think this is a bigger upset than Kylo. This is crazy to me.
Guys, what are you talking about?
I'm stunned.
The Shaman is way more intricate than Mr. Potato's screen printed eyes.
Maybe people just don't. Never seen the Shaman work.
Oh my goodness.
That sucks. Aaron, I'm so sorry, Aaron.
Sorry.
And again, Navi River, like you said earlier, Heidi, for those that missed it, is a ride that really, really, really benefits from the Shaman. Like it's actually crazy to me. Like seriously, how this like obviously every ride needs animatronics, but like you said,
this one is
if you come around the corner and there's the screen of the Shaman,
I was really sad.
At least on Rise, like okay, Kyle's not there, but it's to be more expected. I feel like this one for me is more like unexpected when she is not working.
On our last trip, we only rode Navi once and it was not working, and I was really sad, but I got over it. And
then Pam and Austin vote for Shaman.
So that's a tie again.
And Caden already voted, but says Mr. Potato Head used to bully me in line. What's better than that?
The Shaman.
Very funny, the Shaman.
So
we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 votes for Shaman, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 votes for Potato Head. Dakota, welcome. Thanks for being here. Says, I've never been on Navi, but I've heard great things. And Jason says, Yeti stopped working a few months after officially opening in April 2006. We saw him working during preview in January 2006. So then maybe I didn't see it.
You either did or didn't.
Caitlin said, I'm going to keep my comments to myself. Well, I'm going to pull it up here on the screen. Our crazy thingy, a damn potato's better. Well, the shaman wins by 1 vote because
I don't know if I skewed that, so I apologize, but I felt not
we'll see,
passionate about it.
We'll see if the shaman can move on because it's not looking good for the shaman in the next round if it almost got beaten out by Mr. Potato Head. We shall see.
No.
Shaman moving on by 1 vote. Next up, Lightning McQueen versus Ursula.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm voting Lightning McQueen. That
Really?
animatronic's so cool.
It is cool.
It looks like, and I know that like Ursula looks like it's her as well there, but it's just like, it's so cool. Like I would go there just to see the animatronic. And like we've done this once?
Does his mouth move?
Twice? Yeah.
It moves. Seriously?
Yes, we've done this once, I'm pretty sure. And it's like a pretty cool thing. Like there's like the screen all around, and it's a cool thing. I'm gonna have to go do it again, but I'm gonna vote Lightning. What about you? You are, or you're voting Ursula?
No, you convinced me. I'll vote that.
Sorry that I convinced you.
No, it's good.
Caitlin says "Ka-chow?" because she hasn't seen it, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like a vote nonetheless, I guess. Young Murda says Lightning, Seabant, Lydia, Happy Travel Vlogs, and Brianna all voting for Lightning McQueen. Kennedy, Llama Floof, Jason, and Kay all voting Ursula. And Caden says Ka-chow with a vote for Lightning McQueen. Crazy. Again, these are both, I think, 2 of the best animatronics. I really like Ursula. I think in terms of the dark ride, I guess kind of Pirates probably has like the better one in Jack Sparrow, but like she's a really cool one for sure.
Cool.
But she came up to Lightning, who's got a big fan base here. Lightning McQueen. Moving on. Next up, Olaf versus
Disco Yeti.
Disco Yeti. That worked at some point when it first opened, but then closed. And when it did work, was very cool.
Crazy that it only worked for that short amount of time.
Yeah, like, and again, I could be wrong, but I've heard multiple times that it is because it would basically destroy the building. Like, it's like the structural integrity of the building
Why would they make
can't handle that it would move. So because I've never seen Disco Yeti, or maybe have seen one time, who knows,
Couldn't they have made it like, I guess this back then though. They should just take it out and make it with lighter materials.
I don't know. I'm voting Olaf because I know that Olaf I've seen, and I think he's charming and fun and moves very well and looks good. Even though Disco Yeti, I like the premise of Disco Yeti.
I would love to vote for Disco Yeti if it actually worked, but I'm gonna vote for Olaf.
Me too. We'll see. A lot of love so far for Olaf. Brianna says, I love this. Her bestie Olaf. Kennedy votes Olaf. So does Kennedy does, and so does Caden. Seabant votes for Disco Yeti. Young Murda, Llama Floof, Lydia, Kay, and Happy Travel Vlogs all voting for Olaf. Love it. A lot of love for this little guy. I'll wait like a few more seconds here for more to trickle in potentially, but yeah, like I think that Olaf, maybe now that I say it, he's on like the level to me as Ursula in terms of like a dark ride animatronic.
Oh, well.
You think so? No?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it looks real. I think I like Ursula because she's like so
big and lots going on. Different. Yeah. Caitlin also votes Olaf. I still just love how Blinky Hippo's down there at the bottom, Lydia. I can't stop thinking about that. She just won't go away. And Olaf, we'll say, is moving on. Next up, the shaman versus the people in Spaceship Earth. I think this is a bad draw for a shaman.
You think that
people last time Spaceship Earth almost swept? I'm voting for the shaman. I think shaman's great, and I know so are you. But
best animatronic.
I know,
not ride.
Hey, maybe people like these animatronics that are on Spaceship Earth. You don't know what people want to vote for.
Maybe. I'm just reminding them what the live is about. Best ride.
You're very passionate about the shaman.
No, well, because I mean, facts are facts.
So your vote's the shaman,
yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, I would love to know, but I guess it's like Aaron said earlier. Maybe it hasn't worked for people. Kind of like our thing with Kylo.
Yeah, maybe.
Which makes sense. So hopefully at some point in all of our lifetimes, when we go to Disney, we can ride a ride and the animatronic that you want to works for you. Whether it's Navi River, whether it's Kylo, Hondo, Blinky Hippo, she's blinking. Hopefully everything works. Because again, I think that it does like they're very cool in like theory, but if they don't work, then it's like it really takes away from the ride.
Yeah, it truly does.
But a lot of love so far for Shaman, but there is some for Spaceship Earth. We shall see. Caitlin votes for Shaman. Llama Floof, Spaceship Earth. Brianna votes for Shaman. So does Happy Travel Vlogs. And Caden Kennedy votes for Spaceship Earth. Young Murda and Kay voting for the Shaman. Lydia and Seabant are voting for Spaceship Earth. Kind of more divided a little bit, but some more love for the Shaman. Maybe Heidi's
not to sway anyone. I'm just saying. You can vote for whatever you want.
Your passion is maybe fueling people to vote for the Shaman.
People. Well, look at her.
And
She's
we'll see
so
how long.
Cool.
Yeah, she is.
And I love her.
Like
voice.
I said, we never noticed that her leg is up and her foot's there. Do you want to do that pose? Speaking of poses.
Yeah, my sciatica is injured, so I've been having sciatic pain for
a little bit,
long time. So this is a good stretching moment.
It's a good stretch.
You can't see it.
You can't see it, but she's doing it.
What you doing with the other hand?
She's kind of got it up. Very nice. Your animatronic. The Shaman, though, will move on to the next round. Next up, Lightning McQueen versus Olaf. Two darlings here. Which way are you going? This is tough, I think.
This is tough. I'm voting. I'm not listening to your vote. I'm
going
to vote for Olaf.
And I'm going to vote for Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
I think with certain attractions, the draw is the animatronic. And this thing, that Lightning McQueen animatronic is such a draw to me. Like, the only reason I will go do it is to sit and see that. I think, like, I know that there's like I've done it one time, so maybe it's more cool, like if you like cars, but I love the animatronic. I think he's so fun and cool. Even though Olaf, I voted for him every time so far. He's very cute. I gotta go to Lightning McQueen on this one. Llama Floof is voting for Olaf. Seabant, Ka-chow for Lightning. Kennedy, Happy Travel Vlogs are voting Olaf. Caden and Lydia and Brianna all voting for Lightning. Caitlin and Kay are voting for Olaf, and Young Murda and Aaron are voting for Lightning McQueen.
It's very close.
Very close. We'll wait for some more votes to come in. We won't say which way it's going, but any more votes coming through. Again, thanks for sticking with us all the way to the end. I know it's been a long one here today.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you. And stay tuned for the end. We'll chat about some things very briefly, and then we'll let you all go, even though you're free to go whenever you want to go. But we appreciate you staying with us here so much.
We have to call it.
We're going to call it Lightning McQueen by one vote takes down Olaf. And in our final...
Well, not our true final.
No, I was going to say on this side, our semifinal is Lightning McQueen versus the Shaman, and waiting to face Jack Sparrow in the end.
I'm voting for the Shaman because I love her.
Yeah, me too.
I'd love to know if that fact of how much she actually was.
We can look.
Or someone can look it up.
Yeah, maybe someone can look it up. But again, like, how much did the Shaman animatronic cost? Oh, 10 million?
10 million.
No, this is Mousetrap news. I'm not getting sucked into that. Maybe it doesn't actually say, maybe it's not like public knowledge, but I know that it was expensive. I don't know why that I said $1 billion. It just seems like it was something outrageous like that. But maybe somebody else can find it for us to see how much it actually was. But I'm also voting for the Shaman because I think, like I said, any animatronic that looks like it's going to step up and walk into your ride vehicle has to be the choice for best animatronic. So I'm going to vote for the Shaman. Caitlin is kicking us off with a vote for the Shaman. So is Brianna. Seabant is voting for Lightning. Happy Travel Vlogs is voting for Shaman. Lydia and Llama Floof and Caden all voting for Lightning. Young Murda votes for the Shaman. So does Kay. Kennedy votes for Lightning, and Brandon gaslighting us into thinking that it was $1 billion. I swear that it's something outrageous. I'm honestly being so for real. Like maybe $1 billion's a stretch, but it's a lot of money. Again, I'm not believing Mousetrap news. We all know that's all fake. So 10 million, it's got to be. Maybe is it not as much as that? Was it 1 million?
I don't know why you're looking at me. I have no idea.
I don't know. I know that it was either million or billion.
Said it was $1 billion
because that's what I heard from somewhere, not Mousetrap news.
Who? From
I don't know, from like a podcast or some YouTube
someone
video.
Sitting in Disney, just
no.
friends.
No, again, maybe as we speak, somebody's looking this up, so I don't look silly that I'm gaslighting people into thinking that it's $1 billion.
If it's $1 billion, it should work every time.
Yeah,
because that's a lot.
That is a lot of money. Is Taylor Swift is worth $1 billion this year? No, Sean Shaman is $1 billion. Okay,
Taylor Swift
was it $1 million? I don't know, guys. Was it $1 million?
It was $20.
$1 million doesn't seem like enough money for that, does it?
$1 million is a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Dude.
So maybe it's $1 million, $100,000. I don't know. It is a lot of money. Let's just put it out there. But Shaman is moving on by 2 votes. $1 billion is outlandish.
What do you qualify a lot of money?
Oh, I'm not saying that $1 million is not a lot. Oh, see, all of Galaxy's Edge costs $1 billion. Okay, never mind. Then this Shaman is not $1 billion. Maybe it's $1 million. That makes more sense to me when I say it. Tears streaming down my eyes. Oh my gosh, let's just stop and vote. The Shaman is moving on. To go in our final, Jack Sparrow versus the 100,000 or 1 million, not 1 billion Shaman animatronic. Because again, if this costs as much as Galaxy's Edge, that's crazy. Place your vote, Heidi.
Well, I'm just gonna stay true to this one.
This one's tough though. Like you
tough,
like Jack,
but I love the Shaman.
Yeah,
I love her.
I'm also voting Shaman, even though Jack probably works every time. All of the different like versions. I've never been on when I can't see him working, but the Shaman, you can tell that they really spent a good amount of money on her because she's so,
a really good amount.
She's so cool. I do feel bad for anyone who it hasn't worked for because I think that takes away from the ride so much. But I'm voting for the Shaman because she just looks so real. What do we got?
Look at all those Jacks.
Kennedy, Jack, Kaden, and Jason, and Lydia, and Seabant all voting Jack. I love it.
Crazy.
Caitlin can't stop laughing, but she's still voting for the Shaman. Young Murda says Jack all the way. Caitlin says she's triple Jack size in this picture and in real life as well. Happy Travel Vlogs votes for the Shaman. Llama Floop as well. Jack cannot win. Brianna says Jack. Shaman is so cool, but Jack just looks so real. And Kay is voting for Jack Sparrow. Again, I knew that there would be some in this that were like top tier. Like I figured Kylo the Shaman, Jack Sparrow. I thought those are probably the top.
I didn't even think about Jack Sparrow, but I didn't know he was like I didn't look at like what you put in.
Yeah, exactly. But like I knew that people like him, but the Shaman I thought had a good shot. Like I didn't know that people have maybe some Shaman hate, Navi River hate,
I don't know if they don't
or just that it doesn't work, or that it's just kind of like.
I think that people don't have a strong ties to Avatar.
To Avatar, that makes sense to me. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Pam votes for the Shaman, but Jack is our winner of this bracket.
Crazy.
Mr. Jack Sparrow, this animatronic is our winner, which is wild to me, but very fitting and deserving. We're back to full screen. Thanks to everyone who has joined us who has joined us all the way to the end. We appreciate it so much. We're just going to go through some little housekeeping things here and some little like info, what's to come. And I'll bring this back up in a second. And then maybe we can throw some links in the chat eventually if we get to some things, if you can. If not, then we won't worry about it. But first up, before we let you all go, is we just want to put this here again because they did celebrate 5 years and we didn't get to talk about it on a live stream yet. So I wanted to throw it here. But be sure if you're watching this after or now and you've thought about getting stuff from the shop, we do have code Sunny10 for Magical Castle Company always. And like Alama Floof said earlier, it was Sunny20 because they celebrated 5 years and they posted some stuff about that. They got new stuff coming out, but we did just want to share this here because we didn't get to talk about it on a live since their 5-year anniversary. So congrats to them. So many awesome things. And there are some of our favorites there in these photos that we chose that kind of like embody things that we love, and some shirts that they do offer. Like I said before, they have a whole new Happy Place line coming out and is out. So definitely go check that out for sure. Next up, we have started a podcast for those who didn't know, and we've shared lots about this, so I'm not going to talk too much about this, but all of the links there are in the chat. But the Park Squad Pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, and YouTube. Super fun and exciting. Like over there, we have our first episode that aired this week. We have episode 2 coming on Monday. Sorry, my mouth is dry once again.
I don't think I can find all these links.
It's okay, no worries.
I feel like
just
I want to just
you're good.
I put Instagram.
Instagram's there. You can find it there.
All there.
But the Park Squad pod, we had, like I said, our first episode this week. Next week, coming up like in a few days on Monday, we'll have episode 2, which is our Disney Parks draft, our perfect Disney Parks day with some rounds. That one's like really funny, lots of antics going on there. But definitely go check out the podcast on Spotify and Apple for audio, and YouTube like for the video version. Like I said, there was episode 1, getting to know the squad. And then be sure that if you do listen to it, I put like a 5-star rating, but if you don't think it's a 5-star podcast, then don't give it like 5 stars. But do go on and check it out. Give us a follow, and then any kind of rating. We'd appreciate it so much. There's the one for Spotify and for Apple. Caitlin also started a podcast, which is so fun. So definitely go check that out as well. We'll try to share them maybe like in the comments of this video, or maybe Heidi can pull it up quick on her phone for Caitlin and Austin's podcast, which is so fun and so awesome. And again, if you like any kind of that content, I think podcasts are so fun and like a unique and different way to connect with people. But they started one, so we got you covered with lots of different content here on our channel, some other channels that we love as well. So definitely go check out theirs. Heidi will toss their Instagram down there in the Instagram, which will link everything
there it is.
Down there. And then on our end as well, I'll share this because we haven't talked about this live yet, but I'm going back to Disney, which we probably all know at this point, for the cultural exchange program in May, which is exciting. So we got some videos from that, this one here, and this one of the application and the interview. And then we did today post a channel and life update of things that are going on our channel for this year. We talked about everything from the cultural exchange program to our Disneyland trip to wedding stuff and live streams, the podcast, just everything coming to our channel that we're so stoked about and so excited about. And we just also want to say that we're celebrating 4 years on YouTube this year.
Yes.
Which was wild.
Crazy.
So we said it in the video, but I'll say it here. Thank you to all of you. This wouldn't be possible without all of you. We appreciate it. This little community here that we have is just honestly so meaningful to us and so special. And we just can't thank you enough for always like supporting us, taking time to come into lives and comment and watch and listen. It's just so crazy to us, and we appreciate it so much. And be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date on what's kind of going on. Like on Instagram, we'll post if we're going live. We post like different updates over there, more current stuff. So lots to come this year with the It's Always Sunny like universe, right? The podcast, the YouTube, the Instagram, all the stuff. Yeah, but it's so great. We're so excited. And Llama Floof has a question. Would we ever make our own merch?
Never say never.
Do people want merch? We've never even thought about that. I feel like that, like, again, like it's cool.
It's cool, but we'd also have to figure out like logistics how to do that.
Yeah, but if that's something that people like, let us know. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe if you like that kind of stuff, It's Always Sunny cinematic universe. Like we, of course, like if people would like it, like, yeah, like Heidi said, never say never at some point for sure. Magical Castle and It's Always Sunny collab. I think that's probably the most realistic thing potentially, is if
especially
we
because they've
work something out with them, because they've done stuff for us before with like a hat and different things. So that could be a good idea. If you guys would like that, maybe that's a possibility. Let us know if that would be fun. But the It's Always Sunny cinematic universe is very funny. Aaron and Llama Floof are in on the Magical Castle It's Always Sunny collab. I love it so much. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. We are going to go live in a couple weeks for a Valentine's Day special. Last year we did Disney couples. This year we're going to do Disney families.
Oh, we're doing a ranking thing?
Love. Yeah. Like a little bracket of Disney families, a different kind of love, because we can't do couples again. We can't do like movies that are love, but families I think is fun, right? Like different families. So that'll be fun. And Caden would rock a Heidi PA shirt.
I love that.
Very fun. Love it so much. But we love you all. We appreciate you all so much.
Yes.
Thank you for always like sticking with us and watching.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Seriously.
Even when they go long.
This was very long, but we appreciate it so much. And again, thanks for sticking to the end. And we'll see you with a new video coming on Friday, we're going to Dancing with the Stars tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's not on Monday. Yeah,
no,
on Friday.
Monday's the podcast, which will not be on our channel, but will be on the Park Squad Pod channel. So check that out. But we're gonna go to Dancing with the Stars tomorrow, and we're gonna vlog it. So you can check that out on Friday, and then we'll see you for more stuff. Love you all. Have a great night, and thanks for hanging out with us.
It's always sunny.
Yay.